If you've ever had to reset your password, but you forgot your password, and then when you set the new password, it said, we can't accept it because it's the same as the old password. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, folks. Welcome back to another episode of Live Trading. It is Friday, and we made it to the end of the week. It is almost mice down, drinks up time. But first, we're going to make some more money. We're going to check everything out. We're going to talk to 13 and see what's up. You folks all know how this works. Let's roll.
Welcome to Benzinga Live Trading.
Let's see if this actually kind of comes back.
Way out of control, got way too high.
All right. Hey, I will take that. I will absolutely take that.
All right, folks. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are all as excited as I am about the weekend that is coming up here. Let's go ahead and bring on our main man, 13. 13, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I got a little extra sleep today since I didn't have to take the kids to school. They don't have the school day today, so that's great. I do have to mention though, I will be late to happy hour for the next couple of weeks. I have morning obligations that kind of run in the way of this right now. But I should be here.
Happy hour or live trading?
Live trading. I
Okay.
should be here. I should be here before the bell. So. You might not get some of this that we're doing right now with me, but I'll still be here to talk maybe just minutes before the bell rings for the next couple of weeks.
Well, I'll tell you what, I will get the group prepared, and then as soon as you are able to get there, we'll get an update from you. So no worries at all. We're like Navy SEALs here, right? When we're carrying that giant log, we each pick up each other's weight. That's how it works. No problem at all. We'll go ahead and make sure everyone's prepared. First of all, it's great to see a whole bunch of returning faces, but perhaps more importantly, I hope all of you in Florida and Georgia and all of those southern states down there that are getting hit by this hurricane, I hope that you're okay. Lion Atlas said, I lost power to my business. Lion, hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully your business is okay and all that stuff. Lion lost his internet, but somehow is still joining us here. So that is dedication, as he's likely using a mobile hotspot. We absolutely love the energy there, Lion. So hope that you all are okay. Who else is down there that is affected? Carmen, how are you doing? Hello. Nice of you to join us. How are you doing in Atlanta there? Born in Florida. Yo, that hurricane was crazy. No power, maybe 2 days before it returns. You guys have a great day. Born, hopefully you're okay, man. Hopefully you're able to find something down there. Edward, hopefully you're okay. Hopefully you all are okay. Brian, we're all, you know what? This is the right attitude. Every day is a new day. We're going to get that energy back here. No worries about that. Okay. James saying here from Atlanta, power lost in the Savannah. You know, I was talking to my buddy in South Carolina, said like 400,000 people don't have power. So it seems like a lot of people don't have. Say again, a million now?
Mm-hmm.
Man,
this storm moved up into a category 4, almost became a category 5 before it made landfall. I was watching storm trackers yesterday. It's very interesting to me, but I'm glad that everybody that's here is doing all right. Seems like we're all ready to go. Hopefully things work out for everybody that's been affected by this hurricane.
Hey, I'll take this right here. I really thought the hurricane was going to be worse. Glad it wasn't. Richard, aren't you in Tampa, if I recall correctly? I feel like you were right in the way there. Born here, also joining us from the phone, like just an absolute G. Man, you guys, even when Mother Nature says, I'm going to create some trouble, you guys are like, nah, hell nah. We're still out here.
Bring it on, mama.
Yeah, bring it on. All right. Fam is in Tampa. Gotcha. Okay. Anyway, hope that all you folks are okay. Really appreciate all of you joining us. Let's get down to the market here. We're going to start with the SPY like we always do. Really kind of sitting here, 573 on the SPY. The ES here is 518.14, or excuse me, 58.14, 518, 58.14. We're holding here. We are a little bit higher. Got a data print this morning that actually sent us up a little bit. Really didn't take out anything important yesterday. We didn't even take out yesterday's intraday high, nor did we take out the pre-market high. I had that at 575. Not sure where that was printed. In any case, this is kind of where we're at. 13, you got any thoughts on levels, where we're at, or what we might see next?
As far as what we might see next, not sure, but that PCE print was not getting the reaction I thought we would have seen more of. Barely even didn't even move $1 off that print. For year over year figures, that's pretty much sticky at 2.7%. Month over month was slightly lower, so it seems that they're still on the path to getting inflation to come down steadily, but it is really starting to slow down. So some question marks there. More interestingly is I think we might also want to pay attention to what's happening in Japan. They just elected their next PM, I believe, is what the title he has. That's with the LDP party. He is more of a safer choice, and I think I don't recall what his policy stance on rates are, but one of the discussions that's been happening with the new Japanese PM election is what kind of PM are they going to get? Are they going to get someone who's more hawkish or dovish on rate cuts, someone who's more diplomatic or more aggressive? Kind of a lot of questions on that. And I think the gentleman that they elected is former defense minister, also has a lot of experience, and I think he's more on the diplomatic side, but I don't know exactly what his rate cut policies are. So still kind of looking into that. Something I think it's worth paying attention to, because we just had that yen carry trade unwind, and depending on how they move forward with the rate decision, could also exacerbate that. So.
Okay. Do you think that this is imminent, or do you think we have some time to maybe do some of this investigation?
We have some time because he still has to put his cabinet together.
Okay. Okay. Really good breakdown there. Keep us posted on all of that. All right. Replay Game Labs, and I'm going to lose power in Eastern Tennessee. Hopefully it's not that bad, or not last that long. Do you have a Generac? Do you have a GNRC? Maybe you can get power back with that. You know, I actually heard Dennis. We talked a little bit about some of these hurricane plays recently. I heard Dennis this morning saying that he sold his GNRC today. He's played this a number of times. Kudos to him. He sold it here in the pre-market. It looked like this did kind of creep up here. One of the things, one of the things I'm going to be looking for over the weekend here is going to be some damage reports, right? We talked a little bit about Home Depot, Lowe's, ticker FLR, Fluor, for kind of rebuilding some of this. I think that's might be the next phase here. We'll see if there's any reports there. Like I said, most important thing is that everybody's okay. Amanda says, I have a GNRC, but I don't think that you're getting blasted by a hurricane right now, Amanda. Right? I think that your issue recently was COVID, and I'm not sure that the generator would help that. But speaking of GNRC, they are awesome products. Actually, my buddy has one of these. It's literally the coolest thing ever. Power goes out, and within 2 seconds, power kicks right back on. Yep. Really, really awesome stuff. So these products really are great. This is a great company, too. Aside from this little hurricane theme that we're in, is actually a really good company. So, okay.
Well, and we talked about this for a while. And so I see Rustical saying that Dennis said that to sell the news event. Well, look, he's right, because last Friday we've heard about this for a while. We heard about this over the weekend. Even if you bought in on Monday, you're still doing really well. You're up about $9, maybe a little bit more. So if you started buying this on Friday, it was trying to find, it was finding support at about 139, and you're up to 153 this morning. That's a win. That's a great trade. It only lasted a week. That's great. Yeah. So sell the news.
Jamie Dimon is back. Thank you for giving me support yesterday with Thinkorswim. Do you think they'll cut me a check for doing support for them for free? I doubt. I won't hold my breath on that. Turned out to be an internal issue with Schwab, but it got fixed overnight. So actually, you know what? You're not the first person that I've heard say that either. I've heard that since the Schwab takeover, there's been some kind of hit or miss problems there. I haven't noticed any myself, knock on wood, but my day trading account isn't in my TD account, right? I've been day trading in my prop account, and I've been doing kind of the swing and long-term trades in the TD account. So I really haven't noticed it. Most importantly is they had it fixed for you here today, looking for you to extract some more money out of the market here. Okay. Yeah, see, Jane, this is my issue too. Those giant generators are great, but they cost a fortune to run for any length of time. Yeah, I think when it really depends on the calculus, right? Like when safety is more important than the cost, that's when it really stands tall. But you're right about that. And that's why a whole bunch of people don't have them. Okay. It's been a little glitchy. No issues here with us. Okay, sweet. Good morning, Manny. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the movers. We'll break these down, and then we can come back and take a look at any of the charts that you folks want to take a look at. I have been struggling with this ONCO all morning here. I'm not really sure why. Here you go. Actually, let me see if I can get that shading back here. Oh my God! This is like the ticker. It just will not. Just give it to me, for heaven's sakes. All right, ONCO, here you go. This stock, probably the biggest mover. And 13, I don't know about you, but I think that this might be our best candidate for trading. Of course, a lot of that stuff can change when the opening print happens, so we'll see. ONCO here, what's going on? Onconetix, man, I'm just calling it the ticker. ONCO shares are trading higher. Altos Venture reported a 32.5% stake in the company as of September 24th in a 13D filing on Thursday. You can see here, stock responding positively to that, traded up in the after hours, never really pulled back, flagged out of the open here, and then took another leg higher. Now we're above the VWAP here, a dip to VWAP, and then a rip to new highs would be the ideal trade setup here. That is what I will be looking for. 13, what do you got?
I think it's pronounced Onconetix, but
Onconetix, thank you.
Because it's an oncology drug company. They have a Altos Venture stake of 32.5%. That's the reason why it's up this morning. But they also have a 731,000 share float. That's because they did a 1-for-40 reverse split earlier this week on September 24th. So they do the reverse split, and that same day, Altos Venture picks up the company post reverse split, and here we are. But I think this company still needs some cash, because when I look at the balance sheet, they have less than $1 million, and they're burning through $14 million a quarter. So thinking there might be a need to raise cash at some point. Don't know if that's going to be today. Don't know what Altos Venture has gotten working in the background with this company, but they also have a reported short interest of 32% in 1 day to cover. So that may also be affecting the price action here today as well.
Okay, good stuff. We'll see if ONCO gives us a trade here today. This will be the first one that I'm looking at, and we'll see. Friday is normally kind of a light day for me, but we'll give it a shot here. Next on the list is going to be CNEY. Now, this was trading yesterday. I think Crow was on this. We might have mentioned it like 1 or 2 times briefly because it was a penny stock, but that rip has continued into today, and this penny stock is now above $1. So we actually took the most recent leg up, took us past $1. I would expect at a minimum a back test of that dollar level. Wouldn't be shocked to have this pull back to the consolidation area, which is right below VWAP here. Let's call it 87 to 96. I didn't see news on this. I really think, this is just a continuation. Yep, definitely. Looks like we had a Form 6 in the after hours yesterday. Not sure if that's driving it here. This looks like this is kind of ramping from the momentum yesterday. So 13, I don't know if you covered CNEY here. I know it's kind of made a move recently right after the pre-show fist fight kind of ended there. I don't know if you have anything on this, but you're welcome to mention it if you do. Float here, 2.5 million. So maybe this gets rolling here. It actually gave a pretty good trade yesterday from those that were trading it.
Yeah, they did a reverse split at the beginning of the year. Has a short interest of 27% in 1 day to cover. I'm not sure why the short interest is so high with the days to cover so low. But they are one of these stocks that is currently not meeting the requirements of compliance for NASDAQ listing. So that kind of puts it into that basket of these other names we've been trading where they don't get they're at risk of non-compliance, and they get noticed and they start to run because their float so low. 2.5 million shares in this float, by the way. As far as their cash balance goes, they don't have a whole lot at all. So I think that they would be needing to raise cash at some point. I don't have any indication of what their income statement is gaining or losing at this point. But with the amount of cash they have on hand, I think they would need to do a raise at some point soon.
Okay. Next here on the list is going to be DUO. This is another one that came back here was a trade yesterday that looks to be on deck again here today. Once again, yesterday we went from penny stock land to dollar land, and today we actually take the next leg higher. 180 looks to be the high print there. We did come back in, but we're battling VWAP. We've just taken it out. Would love to see a push away from this level on volume. We'll see if we get it. If we take a look at some of the structure here, this one a little bit higher float, 6.37 million in the float. We're like 6 times over the average, 7 times over the average. And this one also has at least notable short interest. I want to say anything above, 15% is high, 20% maybe a better delineation there. But this is still notable. 15.57% of the float short. It's only 1 day to cover. You got anything here on DUO 13?
So you remember what I just said about the last company we talked about? It's pretty much the same situation with
so
this company.
Control C, Control V is what you're telling me?
Exactly. You got the it's still in the same basket of these non-compliance companies that are getting noticed, that have low floats. This one has less than 6.5 million in the float. High short interest, like you said, I see 15.5%. They do actually have cash on their balance sheet, so that's encouraging. I don't have a real good read on their income statement, so I don't know how much they're losing. But just seeing the cash on the balance sheet makes me think, okay, well, at least they're not at any risk of having to make an offering anytime soon. But I don't know a lot about this company other than that. So just be careful with this one. These are real junky names, and we're only trading the movement here. So just make sure you zero out. You hit zero by the time that you're done with trading.
Oh, here we go with that. I don't need to lose my internet again. we had just talked about a really awesome clip in a podcast, and that got out of hand quickly. Hopefully we don't have to do that here again today. Okay, next on the list here is going to be ATGL. This is Alpha Technology Group. We've definitely traded this one off the relative volume scanner before. It's actually had a pretty nice day yesterday. This moved from the low 2s and then closed up near 4, about 375-ish on ATGL. I didn't see any news on this one here.
I think
looks like we had a why is it moving yesterday near the end of the day that some companies within the broader technology sector were trading higher amidst the Micron strength, which we looked at all day yesterday. It looks like we're getting a little bit of continuation here today. Sorry, what was that? What do you got here?
RVOL, relative volume. That's what I think this is going on. If it's absent news and it's still moving on volume like it did yesterday, then I think it's relative volume. That change in volume from one day to the next and beating the average by 1.5 times or more, that's going to get a lot more eyes on this, and you're going to see it trade more, at least one more day. So I think that's what we're seeing here. I don't know that there was any significant news other than what you had just mentioned. Is this a recent IPO? I saw that mentioned in the news. Doesn't look like it. Maybe it is.
I mean, I've got 2023.
Pricing,
yeah. I was going to say I've got pricing data from last year or so.
But as far as this one goes for upside, I mean, we could maybe say 485 at the highest, maybe 540. That's the levels I have. Just taking a quick look at this, there might be some more in there, but this is just a relative volume move as far as I can tell.
Well, here you go. Replay Game Lab. ATGL has moved towards 5 multiple times in the last year and is not crossed. Yeah. So I think that is going to be right off the top there. That is going to be one of your levels to examine. Can we actually move towards 5? And perhaps more importantly, can we take it out?
It did trade above 5 at one point in May, but it came right back in. So to your point, 5 is a big area of rejection. And you can see that if you draw a line across where 5 is, and see how that on a daily chart and see how that price interacts at that 5 level. Yeah, that's a level to get through. So that's something to actually watch for today then. Yeah,
definitely. We'll see if we can get up there. Really good call there. Replay Game Lab. Okay. We're getting some more reports of you guys without power. Good luck. Hopefully it's not too hot down. That's the big thing for me, you folks in Florida. Anne Marie, good morning. Aren't you in Florida? Hopefully everything is okay with you as well.
Oh, and Ryan has an idea for you too.
Oh yeah, I think actually, don't we have 2? Let me check here.
One from yesterday.
Yeah, I think we've got 2 though. Yeah, Docu and SMCI. I think she put one in for us. We'll get to Anne Marie. We'll get to Anne Marie here. I'm sure we'll have some plays for you today. I think she's already got one out there, but I'm sure we've got some plays here for you today. Okay, and Anne-Marie says everything's all good. Okay, sweet. Plus we got the smiley face. That is really good news there. Really, really good news there. Okay, and then the other thing here, there is no power here in North Carolina. Yeah, my buddies in South Carolina said the same thing. I'm running on batteries and Starlink. Thanks, Elon. You know, that Starlink is really, really interesting. It's probably great for rural people. How much does it cost per month? Is it expensive? Is it cheaper than the cable gigabit internet? Blah blah blah. I don't know.
Some of those storm chasers that I was watching yesterday were using Starlink, so it has a lot of uses.
Yeah, no, like I said, I mean that makes a lot of sense. We actually have a gentleman. I don't know if I should really. Well, anyway, we have a gentleman here that helps us out that lives on a houseboat and has internet all the time because of Starlink. So really, really awesome. $100 a month, $130 a month. And it's a little pricier, but good. Okay, wow.
I mean, that's cheaper than some cable packages. So
yeah, I mean, I think I pay for my gigabit speed here. I think I pay $120 a month for gigabit.
There you go. The price points there, my man.
Yeah, but this is much slower. It's much slower. Anyways,
it's the accessibility, I think.
It's the accessibility though. It's being able to have it everywhere. I mean, it's just marvelous. And I gotta think that as time goes on, the technology is gonna get better and better and better. Yeah. Hopefully the price also moves in the opposite direction. Okay, before I get too far off the rails here with the Starlink talk, last one that I've got on the list here is going to be IonQ. IonQ. This is IonQ. IonQ shares trading higher after the company announced it signed a $54.5 million contract with the United States Air Force Research Lab. That sounds great. This thing traded up towards 9. It was about $8 yesterday. Traded up towards 9. We did actually take 9 out, but really weren't able to hold above it for any significant amount of time. Love to see what this does at the open here. We're actually not that far away from VWAP, so we could have another potential quick trade on this name as well. 13, I know you said this one trades a little bit thicker, pretty big float here on IonQ. What do you got?
Yeah, so this one has a float of 194 million shares. I'm trying to remember what that name was that we were looking at yesterday that had the large float as well. Can't seem to remember it off the top of my head, but that one I'd expect to see a lot of the same with the IonQ today, where we got intermittent pops. You know, it was kind of oscillating for a good portion of the day, but ultimately it really only traded within about a 40-50 cent range because of how heavy the float was. So that might not be exactly the case here with this one. The float is large, but it does have a short interest of 17.9% with 9 days to cover. So there could be some squeezing here with this one. At the same time, just keep it in the back of your mind that the float is much heavier than these other names that we're trading, and it might not get those big pushes up into multiple dollar territories or higher. It's gonna have intermittent pops, and then it's gonna probably end up slow leaking once the volume starts to disappear. So just be careful with this one. The float's really big.
It sounds to me like one of the things that you're saying there is that if you get gains, don't be afraid to pay yourself on the way up, right? Because we're going to see that turn around. And by the way, while we were talking about this, Jonathan Cooper is literally reading my mind, giving us some sympathy plays here with IonQ. So if you miss one of these moves, do not despair. You can actually check out some of these sympathy plays. Rigetti, that's going to be ticker RGTI. QBTS, that's qubits, and then QUBT. Maybe I mixed that up here. I'm pretty sure Carmen is on all 3 of those sympathy play names, so we should be prepared to go here.
And QBTS is moving already with in sympathy with that. It was under $1 yesterday. Now it's over $1.
D-Wave Quantum. Here we go. A little bit lower volume, but indeed it is moving here. Indeed, it is moving here. Tom,
I know some.
Happy to have you, bro. Happy to have you. Good stuff. You know what we're going to do, Tom? You know what we're going to do? We're going to have a goal here of making the cost of that back in short order. So everything else for the rest of the year that you have, not just the rest of this calendar year, is going to be gravy on top of that. Okay. Let's take a look at some other stocks that folks want to take a look at. Lion, throwing one out here. DLO. Let's see if I can actually get my DLO. D Local, $8 stock here. What do we got? Oh, Generac. We don't need that. Here is DLO. Line, what's going on with this one? D Local. I don't see any news here. It looks like this is kind of bottomed. Maybe we trade up into this gap here. What does this company do? Focused on making complex, simple. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, Jay Rice, you're probably really right about QUBT. I wouldn't doubt it at all. I just want to point out that it's so hard for me to discount stuff like that, especially when Amazon started in a garage. So it probably just really far out time horizon from where it could actually end up being. But right now, yeah, it's probably just 4 guys in a garage.
Yeah, and I do, the whole thing with some of this like quantum computing angle, like as good as it could be, or maybe I should say as good as it's likely going to be, I still think we're a substantial ways out for that. So
you're closer than you think. From what I'm understanding, we're making a lot of progress at a much faster pace than was anticipated.
Okay, well, we'll see here. We'll see on some of these names. Nonetheless, even if there are 4 guys in the garage, sometimes those things can move. So DLO has great fundamentals and growth, says Lion. Okay, and you know what, though? You know what I think I like the most about this line is just where the chart at. If what you're saying is true and that this is actually a good company with good growth potential, first of all, this has been in a downtrend since 2021. So hopefully this turns around. We have based here pretty nice, and we do have some pretty clear targets above in case we do turn around. We'll see if this gives anything. I don't have anything on this. I would have to do research. I'm not trying to do it here live in the 30 seconds we have left.
Yeah, DLO looks like fundamentally great, but the short interest, I think that's what really is going to get it moving. Almost 19% shorted with 18 days to cover. We have 10 seconds left, so I think that's going to be the last one.
That's it. That's it, folks.
All right.
Let's get over to the scanner here. Let's see what's going on. IonQ. God, what is going on with my platform here today? Come on.
And reopen. Let's see what we got. ONCO, I'm looking at right now. Is that going to get going?
CDIO, RGF. You said ONCO, huh?
ONCO, trying to push up to the pre-market high of 666. Once the mark of the beast gets taken out, we'll go to heaven.
Okay.
What else do we have going on here? What
649 looks like it stopped it there. Maybe 650. An ONCO. This is a little wild here. This might pull back to the view. I remember 604 might be better entry here on ONCO. Unless you folks are already in it, let me know. ONCO. Smoke Tuna saying 590 support there. 590 support there.
All right. Yeah, it's going to have to get through that wall at 650.
Yeah, that 650 looks to be stopping it. I actually see him bringing in an offer here right below it at 645. We'll see if that gets taken. That might actually give you the volume pop prime. Volume actually looks pretty good here on this despite the pullback. We'll see if this settles here at the VWAP or at 590. Guys, let us know.
Yeah, it looks like I'd be looking for some, what you said, 590. Yeah, it's pretty much where I've got it at too.
Yeah.
Kind of pre-market lows a little bit there, except for that one candle at 805.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't really see anything else going on in the scanner. This one's got some pretty unique movement. I know you guys called CNEY. Is that moving here?
Yes, it is. It's that one popped out of the gate. 116 is the current high.
Okay.
It might be pulling back here a little bit. IonQ, that one is leaking out of the gate, currently beneath VWAP. Maybe we get some support around 850 if it keeps going down. All right, ONCO, here we go, trying to push back up. This thing's just kind of chopping around here for the time being, but once we get enough orders in here to take out that 650 wall, this thing looks like it's going to push up to the maybe 670 close to there.
It'd be awesome. It looks like the high in that pre-market there is what? Yeah, that's that 670 level you were just talking about, I think, 13. Let's see if we pop that here. Okay, IonQ's falling. Let me go back to ONCO because that's still moving here. That might be the best target here so far this morning. I'm going to look around at some of the bigger stocks here. It looks like Qs are coming in a little bit. SPY's coming in a little bit. Don't see anything crazy, though.
CNEY, it looks like that one's going to be the real winner here so far this morning. I think this goes up to 160 before we get some significant resistance.
Okay,
that was the high we got to on the 11th of September. The last time it really moved, got as high as 160. So that's where I'd be looking for some upside towards. Now here we go with ONCO. I thought we did. That one started to move up, but then it got pulled back down beneath VWAP. And we're going lower.
Okay. Let's see. I do want that VWAP pull there, honestly. That would be ideal. Would be ideal.
All right, I need to see what. Okay, Gary Moore is saying TOST. Take a look at that.
Toss out of the gate. Good morning, Poseidon. Here we go on ONCO. Wow, look at that. That didn't quite print the VWAP, but boy, it got close. That was a pretty good dip there, or a pretty good rip there. This volume continues here. I think we go higher here on ONCO.
Looking for 656.
650 still that spot. Yeah.
And good morning, Poseidon. Nice of you to join us from the depth of the sea.
Let's
TOST. This one is really ripping out of the gate here. Float's pretty large though. 452 million shares in the float. So this could end up leaking if it starts to slow down. But so far, right now, there's just no chill left in this thing. This thing is taking off. Let's see what else we got here.
CNEY Smoke Tuna took your gains on CNEY, saying
Nice.
ONCO is going to go lower. Okay, let's see. Oh, look at that pull. Smoke Tuna just has the touch. He just has the touch here. Let's see if we get that 590 support, Tuna.
Getting asked if step is halted. Take a look here.
I don't have it here as being halted. This is Friday, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not halted. It just trades very, 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 very slow. ONCO still kind of hanging in there.
ONCO holding right by VWAP. I'm waiting for this VWAP to crack and then come to the 590 support that Tuna said. We'll see if it bounces here or actually cracks. I wouldn't be shocked to see either, frankly. And a 590 ad might be worth trying. I don't really have anything else that I'm seeing here. FMC, nice little pop there. How about where's Line? Oh, Line Atlas didn't have power. He didn't know. Well, anyway, FMC's having a good day.
That's good. We let's see, are we over 95 yet or 65 yet? Yeah, we are. We're well over 65. We're at 67. Nice.
By the way, there was another good call here from Nick, I think. Let me go back and get it. We were going through other stuff and I didn't comment on it. I probably should have. Let me see if I can find it. Nick Sanders. I was right. Cat going to take out 400 today. It's, of course, Caterpillar, ticker CAT. That's still 8 points here. Nick, I'd like to know what the thought process is here. It does look pretty good, especially if we take out yesterday's intraday high. I do think 400 is your next spot there. See if it's just this scan. That's no.
Yeah, this is let's see. Well, yesterday we had all-time highs, so we're looking for new all-time highs today. Yesterday's high was 397.22. Almost got there to 400 yesterday. RSI is very extended though. Maybe if it does hit 400, that'd be a good time to say thank you very much and wait for it to come back into a better level.
Which one are you looking at? Sorry, Cat?
That's Cat. Yeah. All right, so here we go with IonQ. After testing the 65 EMA and trading beneath VWAP for a bit, we are now pushing up into new intraday, maybe not intraday highs, but we're getting there. Pre-market high is 910, about 20 cents away from that. You just double check something here. I'm getting a piece of information here. So SAVA is oh, wow, that thing is getting hammered.
Yeah, it sure is. There was news here.
Yep, 2 former executives charged by the SEC for misleading claims about Alzheimer's clinical trial. So this thing, it's on and off. Like, is it fraud? Is it not? That's all I think about when I see this one.
I was going to say, when we first started taking a look at Sava, this stock was about $100, and there were 2 camps. There was this is going to cure Alzheimer's, and this is a fraud. Those were the 2 camps. And now, years later, we're seeing some of this play out here. I'll be honest, I never really took a position in this. I might have scalped this a couple of times, but boy, oh boy, what a headache this looks to be. I'm kind of glad I avoided that.
SMCI, on the other hand, this one's going up.
Now, that piece of news yesterday, that Department of Justice investigation, this is bouncing here. I'd be careful with this one, though. I would say that this is probably a short-term trade only. I thought the pre-market prep crew did a great job covering this earlier today. CNEY getting called by multiple chat members here.
Nice. What are we doing here with CNEY? There we go. Okay, so yeah, on its way to 160. MU's trending down today.
Take a look at MU.
I mean, I'd say at this right now, well, yes, it is going beneath the close from yesterday, but I'd say it's still a bit sideways until we start, start trading outside of yesterday's candle. It's kind of sideways for me, but I think, yeah, we could end up going lower than that.
How about that 110 level? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Anne-Marie. How about that 110 level on Micron? Pretty damn good, huh? Pretty damn good. By the way, ONCO, is it going to do its thing here? Remember, 650 is that spot. Looks like we bounced pretty good off that VWAP. Let's see if we take out 650 here, ONCO. There's definitely some size there. The hot intraday high print, 649, size at 650. That's the next spot.
Yep, and we've been in this consolidation since 7:20 this morning.
Let's see if we end up taking that out. Get a big yank here. Smoke Tuna says, don't do it. Don't do it.
All right. What else do we see in this move? Oh, IonQ. That was a nice pop to 934, coming back into pre-market highs. NVIDIA looks worse than, let's take a look at NVIDIA.
Tesla popped to 259, immediate turnaround there on Tesla. Micron calls getting bought. These are all small. Micron actually trying to bounce here, interestingly enough.
Yeah, we might see some support in NVIDIA around maybe just under like 119.50 or 120 even. Might be where you see some support in NVIDIA. Let's see if it gets down there today.
VSIG, the penny stock, getting a mention here.
Is it really,
man? 16 cents.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you know what, guys? I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna waste my time with a 16-cent stock in terms of trading it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just not my thing.
I think at the most VSIG could go to 40 cents, but I don't know if that would be the end of it for me, because
SoFi ripping out of the gate here.
SoFi is?
Yeah, SoFi at the highs here. Palantir ripping out of the gate here. You just love to see that. 37.50 looks to be the spot we could take out here on Palantir.
IonQ. New highs. It's kind of taken off now. ONCO still sideways. ACHR.
IonQ, you said, was the one that was taken off. We can go there.
Yeah, that one's up to 947 now. ACHR, that one's been doing great out of the open here. Don't chase this one. It's just like the third green candle. It might start to come in. CNEY, after a bit of a pull, this looks like it's getting ready to go higher than 125. Just kind of set up to that way. Maybe we get that move here. Be looking for 160 in CNEY.
Okay.
Maybe it goes higher, but that's the last highest print that we have earlier this. I think it was earlier this month that I said it was. Yes, on the 11th.
Jay Summers just took some gains on CNEY. Looks like Tuna's trading this as well. Aura Alpha all over it. You guys are all on these. All on the right movers.
Yes, sir.
Really awesome stuff. Really, really awesome. I'm going to try refreshing here. I know scanner's out. I am messaging the tech team. So I'm relying on the chat. That's why we have the chat.
CNET asks Wally.
God.
We're trading CNEY, but this one, it's up 36% today. What's the news here? It's a penny stock, but what's the news? Well, that was yesterday that they did the reverse split. So maybe it's moving on. They finalized the reverse split. We've seen companies move after they complete the reverse split. Looks like CNEY popped up to 127 before it came back in.
Sorry, I'm battling my technology over here. I really apologize.
That's no problem. I'm sure that humanity is going to have to do that for its survival in the future. Killing Rocket Lab. That's RKLV. I saw you were mentioning it earlier. This is up almost 10%. Wow, look at this thing go. They got a price target raise from KeyBank and a buy rating.
And which one? Sorry.
This is Rocket Lab.
Okay. IonQ rip into the highs here.
And one of the nice things about Rocket Lab is that they have a almost 16 and a half shorted, float shorted, and almost 6 days to cover. That is a short squeeze candidate, and that's likely part of what we're seeing here. So keep on killing that Rocket Lab. You're going to the moon with that rocket. Well done. ONCO, here we go. Down to
that is breaking.
Down to the 590 area.
I was going to say, so 590 is that support there?
Yep. So is this where it starts to turn around?
Might have to try some there. We'll see.
Uh-oh.
What?
I was just looking to see what JJ is saying. Which one is it might be moving on the RS? The RS. I don't think I said what I said. Did I say something on moving on the RS? I don't remember what I said that was on the RS. Let me see what I was just
reverse split.
Oh, the reverse split. Sorry, that was dumb.
That 5.9. Oh my God, ONCO. That 5. There was no support at 590. None. Zip. That thing got destroyed. Oh
CNET
man,
was the one that had the 1-for-4 reverse split. Yep. So ONCO broke through that support level. Next support is going to be at the 65 EMA on the 5-minute. That's at 565.
Here you go, 565. That is pretty much right down at that low. Oh man. Oh man.
IonQ 980 is the high. That one keeps going up on that hefty volume that it's got.
This looks like it's going for 10. Here we go. Here we go.
All right, so CNEY came back in under VWAP. Now it's trying to recapture it. Intel continues to charge higher, and it's probably going to fill that gap.
I can bring Intel up here.
It's probably going to fill that gap. That gap fills at 28.89. So we're not too far away. And ONCO, thinking about what it just did to everybody. IonQ, 988, current high. Archer continues to run. Okay. No, JJ, it's CN as in Nancy, ET, CNET.
Let's see what else you guys.
Yeah, it looks like IonQ is going to tap 10. What's the
CNEY?
Let's take a look at the Mag 7 here.
CNEY coming back into the VWAP. Maybe we get an opportunity there. ONCO. Tuna, what did you do, man? What did you do to this stock? This thing has been straight down since you gave it the kiss of death. Oh my God. Maybe this bounces at some point. I'll be honest with you guys, though. At this point, this is a no touch. This is a no. This stock has shown zero strength today. Zero. Oh, here we go again with the zero. No. We're not going to go down there. We did that yesterday. We're not doing that again here today. No. Rocket Lab getting mentioned here. That is a rocket ship, it would appear, as this continues to go straight up. Yeah, smoke tuna, ONCO, no more support. Be careful with that one. I don't know if that one bounces here today.
There's 10 in IonQ. 10 exactly.
So we did get it. I wish I was trading that one.
The new Prime Minister of Japan will raise the interest rates, causing Japan and carry trade to unwind at some point. Market not focus on that at the moment. No, I don't think it is. That's coming from our happy hour chat.
Okay. Is that Tom?
Dandy.
All right.
All right. So what are we looking at here? Smoke tuna playing with the pennies. There is no try. Got 11% gain, killing it. Volume falling off of CNEY, says Replay Game Lab.
Sick. That actually, CNEY, this looks like that maybe that does go to the VWAP there. Rocket Lab still rocketing. How are we doing on some of these bigger stocks? Let me run through a couple of the Mag 7s here real quick. Here's Tesla.
Well, let's take a look at.
It's not bad. I don't really see anything there for a trade, though.
K-Web is up. C-Web should be up. Yep. So a lot of all those China names, because as I was getting mentioned in here, a lot of these China names getting more upside movement. That stimulus has been helping lift those stocks. Looks like ONCO bouncing off that 65 EMA on the 5-minute for the time being, looking to recapture 585. There's a lot of sellers in the way between 584 and 587.
Costco, by the way, reported earnings last night. My favorite place. Actually went lower, really not by a whole lot. Did take another leg down here today, down about 2.8%. Remember, adding Costco on dips is the way to go. I believe we also got a $1,005 price target this morning from Loop Capital. So it looks like Loop coming to defense of Costco here. I'd be curious to know if any of you folks are adding Costco. Where at? Where are you adding Costco at?
$7.95. I would need the 50-day estimated to lose support in order for that to happen. But seeing as how that happened earlier this year in July before it recaptured it, I'd be looking for that to happen again. So $7.95 seems to be the most interesting level I have here based on previous price action.
Okay,
that's where I'd be looking to get it.
Interestingly, that 65 EMA and that 50 simple moving average about the same on that daily chart, about the same. So we'll see if Costco ends up breaking that and can move lower here. Okay. I don't have any new trades on. I don't really see anything great here today. Was watching like ONCO, but as soon as that started to just literally die on the table, I was like, I don't really have anything.
Seems like things are just all pulling in right now. Just I might have to be patient and wait for things to set up. I mean, you have T-Bio that has had some decent movement out of the gate, but now that even looks sideways. Just, it's not worth forcing anything if it doesn't look like it's going to work.
Yeah. Do not forget it's a Friday. Indeed. We're not going to forget that.
I wish I had been better about Zim. I wasn't sure we were going to get this breakout over the triple top that it put in, but here we are today. This is now making new, 18-month highs, and we're getting pretty close to making 2-year highs.
Smoke tuna, I don't have a green sheet today. I think it's white, right? It's unch. It's unchanged because I haven't done anything yet. I'm hoping to see if we get it yet, but so far I got nothing yet. Tell you what, though, the green days are easier. Green days are a lot easier. CNEY, still think this might come into its VWAP. I'm just going to leave VWAP on here for right now. Serve. Ooh, damn. I'm sorry I missed this. This is the first time I saw this get shouted here. Will, this is a really good one. He had that nice little impulse move on volume, really good pullback to the VWAP, then the volume expansion taking us higher. Oh, this would have been the setup. This would have been the setup. I was just looking in the wrong spot. Damn. Well,
I mean, it looks like there could still be more opportunity in serve in the coming days.
I was going to say, I'm kind of hoping it pulls back to the VWAP again. We'll see if we get another opportunity there. Are getting mentioned?
What I see here with serve is that it's been trying to get above the 20-day SMA for all month, and it finally did earlier this week, and it's done a decent job of staying above it. I mean, the past 2 days it was still trading beneath it, but today we're above it again. So we get this close and maybe a move past 850. This could start to move up towards the 50-day SMA. So that's something I'm going to be watching for with this one. It's starting to look like this was is trying to turn around here. SERV.
DJT ripping here this morning. I don't necessarily see a trade idea on that, but that's what's going on. SMCX, that's an ETF for SMCI. CNEY still hasn't come into its VWAP yet. ONCO is trying to show some strength, but let's be careful on that one. IonQ did dip a little bit, did not quite get to the VWAP. I'm seeing now 13. I'm seeing CNBC is doing something on the looming port strike here. I know you've been kind of following that recently. This is actually the first time I've seen something on CNBC regarding that port strike.
It's because they're late all the time.
Yep.
The things that we talk about in happy hour end up showing up on CNBC sometimes days or weeks later. So we're pretty quick with how we find and talk about things on.
We're pretty connected in that group, to be honest with you. NNE, that's that nano nuclear. Looks like that had a nice little pop here.
ONCO, that just went even lower. DJT.
Oh God,
sold. That's a great piece of information, Jay Rice. Thank you.
Yep. ONC. Look, I don't have anything great on my sheet right now, but I hope that I kept you folks out of ONC, or maybe not me, but the group here, because yikes, this is about as bad as it gets. For some of these small movers that we see, this is the exact action that you don't want.
Yeah, and it'll probably end up ripping later today.
And Smoke Tuna, shout out to you, because you said earlier, I hope no one gets trapped. You literally said that. And here we are. We're watching this stock literally die on the table.
Keep an eye on CNEY. This thing has just moved over VWAP. It's holding above it. Volume starts to expand here. I think we take out the 127 intraday high.
Yeah, I've got 130 maybe as the next spot there. We'll see if we can go up on that. LX getting called in the chat. What's that doing? It's like kind of low volume here. To Anthony, ONCO gross indeed. That is just straight up bad action from as soon as this market opened, this thing's like, I'm sick, I'm going home.
Is what it said at the open.
You just had to make that worse. You just had to make it worse.
Yeah.
IQ, this one trading up here. Tiger, we were looking at this one earlier. Neo, we were looking at that. Oh, Neo at the highest. I don't trade this. I don't trust Neo, but that one's turning around here. TOST, someone mentioned that earlier, didn't they? That came back into the VWAP. Lunar's getting mentioned by Gerald. Good morning, Gerald.
IQ trading above the 50-day SMA, or actually looking to close above the 50-day SMA for the first time since May, actually. May or June. May, it looks like.
Palantir is just nothing but up, folks. Nothing but up. Palantir actually traded higher a little bit here today, dipped, and it looks like it's going back there. We had what? Didn't we have 38s here recently? Yeah. So we had 38 and change in the pre-market here. This is actually really good because Palantir kind of holding this area after this run and sideways is allowing this RSI to come down. It was totally overcooked here. I think we get 1 or 2 more days of this trading sideways. This thing's going to move for its next move up here. Remember, this was just recently added to the S&P 500. There should still be firms buying this. So looking good here on Palantir. Has been nothing but up for our group here. Up.
Getting asked about Mobileye. This thing has a short interest of 21%, 2.5 days to cover. Float is 71 million shares. Company loses money. $86 million lost last quarter. Has over $1 billion in the bank, so that's good.
Mobileye, this is a huge black eye for Intel.
Yeah, didn't they spin this off?
Yeah, they did.
Mobile black eye. Okay.
You guys are mentioning Megl, MEGL. That's a penny stock that is trading up here on volume. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm going to pass on this one.
All right. So let's take a look at some of these movers we were talking about this morning. Archer continues to rip. What did they get news? I got to look now.
Is it ripping or is it ripping down? Because Archer has been terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah, it went down the trade underneath 3, recaptured it. Having a great time today. Don't see really anything here.
Lion, take care of yourself, man. Good luck with the cleanup. Take care of us. We'll see you on Monday. Hope everything goes well.
Yeah. Take care, Lion.
You know, Archer, I don't know what you think here, 13. It sure needs to recapture and hold this level. I mean, I think, look, we've talked a lot about this. I really love like the thesis here and all of that, but man, this stock has traded like absolute garbage. And unless something happens here, I think that this eventually could make its way to a penny stock.
Well, you know, I've talked a lot about how this is still ways away from actually, getting substantial revenue, but they are getting a huge number of contracts. They're already getting the facility built that's going to make these products. 2025 will probably be a better year for this, but I don't think they're going to really start to take. You're going to start to see these things in the sky until maybe 2026.
Okay.
So like I said a long time ago, this is something you're going to have to wait on because
no question.
They're ways away from that profitability.
Well, that's what I'm saying about a trade here. I mean, just be careful on this one. And certainly, given some of the price action that we've seen recently, if you're going to try this for a long term, I would not chase this up 7.5%. Wait till this thing gets smoked again because that's almost certainly going to happen. Yeah, see, thinking about it, I love this call. Wait for tax loss selling end of year. For those of you that or not those of you, but for those that thought this was going to be a quick thing and didn't work, I could absolutely see that selling that for tax loss at the end of the year.
Now CNEY also looking a little bit weak here as well. A lot of these names seeing some weakness. Oh, what is happening here with STEP? That just had a pop.
STEP? I don't think we've looked at that one yet here today. Let me bring that up. I don't see that on the movers list here.
I thought that was I mean it's spready, but I was just, for some reason I had it on my screen and I saw it just pop up there. Somebody must have mentioned it earlier because I wouldn't have it in this column here unless it was somebody had mentioned it. Anyway, if you're trading that one, good luck.
Consumer sentiment numbers are out. Thank you, Anne Marie. Michigan consumer sentiment for September 70.1 versus 69 estimate. The prior read was 67.9.
I need to look at the difference between consumer sentiment and consumer confidence.
Actually, yeah.
I don't really.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think about that too. I don't even really know.
I know that they do play a small role, but I think that those reports are kind of silly. That's just me.
Oh my God, ONCO. Every time we look at this, it gets worse. Every time we look at this gets worse. Holy cow.
Like one of those meme images that you see, like the longer you look at it, the worse it gets.
Yeah. Rocket Lab taking its next move up, next leg up here. This looks like 10 prints coming here on Rocket Lab as well.
There is no try mention step. Thank you. Thank you for putting my mind at ease. All right. Seems like a lot of these junkier names are doing better than the other ones. What's okay? So IWM has had a lot of red days in a row here. We're higher today. Still red though. EBS with a little bit of movement here.
EBS, that's Emergent Biosolutions. We took a look at this yesterday, didn't we? Yep. Ooh, and that was a volume pop too.
Mm-hmm. Disney's been pretty good as of late. Oh, excuse me. And I also saw somebody mention Boeing was turning around. Oh, what a beautiful bounce off that trend line. Love it.
On Boeing?
Mm-hmm. So
I don't have that trend line drawn on here, but that's all right. That's all right.
I could send it to you. It's part of that wedge.
Yeah, I don't have it
wedge,
to memory, man. I'm sorry.
No worries, no worries. It's really interesting bounce. So if this is where the bottom is, then well, maybe we turn around from here. I'm not gonna keep my hopes up though, but because there's a lot of stuff to turn around in Boeing. But let's start with first things first. Let's recapture the 20-day SMA. I have that at 158.61, not too far away. So that'll be the first step. Disney, like I was mentioning earlier, also recovering from their bottom. That first step there that I wanted to see was a recapture of 90.50. Got that. Now we're what I think happens with Disney at this point, if we continue this price action, is it's probably going to end up going up to 97.50, somewhere around there, where I think it's going to come up to some resistance. I'd like to see it kind of, I'd like to see the RSI cool off by kind of chopping around between 95 and 97.50. Once we do that, then it can take off and do whatever it wants. But the RSI is pretty extended. I think it needs to cool off a little bit of a push up higher, just to kind of give it a bit of a cushion underneath 90. For 95 would be helpful to keep it up here. But RSI needs to cool off, so I'm looking for some sideways action in Disney next week.
Okay. IonQ maybe back down to the VWAP. Rocket Lab at those 10 prints.
IonQ looked like it was just getting ready to set up to go higher. It needs to recapture VWAP though.
UXIN, maybe this goes higher here on a breakout.
And what's going on with CNEY? Is this going to go under a dollar again?
Yeah, it broke under VWAP here. It looks like dollar is coming.
Yeah, get some cash ready, Sideshow, because there's going to be some more opportunities. So if something's not working out, for sure, get out of it and get ready to deploy that cash elsewhere. Absolutely. All right, let's do that. Well, not very eventful so far.
No, not at all. I have no trades on. I have nothing. I haven't done anything here today. Now, the swing account's actually looking pretty decent here. Thank you, Portillo's FMC. But I mean, haven't done anything new.
Yeah, SPY is just, man, this is just awful. It's hardly done anything. It's getting support from the previous all-time high, this 572.88. You look at a 5-minute chart, that's where the real bodies are kind of leaning up against. And then it is trying to recapture, gosh, what is this? Trying to get back above 573.50. That where the resistance was there? Looks like it. Trying to get that right now.
TNXP, big knife here. This is an 18-cent penny stock. You guys are calling this in the chat. I don't know.
Oh, Elon, my man. Okay, now I have to send this to you, Ryan, so we can see if this is what Elon's got going on here.
Is it in the happy hour chat? You want me to just open that up here?
I'm gonna post it here in just a second. And I'll go to a weekly chart so you can actually see what we're talking about here.
Sweet.
All right. Just give me a tick. Keep talking, and I'll be right there.
Yep, all good. You guys, be careful. Look, I'm gonna say this. Maybe it does come back here for you. I'm gonna completely pass on ONCO. This action, we literally watched a lot of it, and the action on the way down here was so piss poor. If you guys are gonna trade this one, good luck. Make sure you take your gains. That's the only piece of advice I can give you. It is bouncing off what, 540? Got 22-cent bounce there, but just be careful. Just be careful. Every time this thing looked like it was going to try to go higher, it just smacked you.
Yeah, I mean, right now that 65 EMA on the 5-minute at 565, that's going to be a resistance spot until we get back up through there. And then there's another number of resistance levels we have to get through as well.
You know, the craziest part about that 13 is that on the way down, that thing didn't provide any support. That just got smoked and went lower. And now here it is. It's absolutely providing resistance.
Yeah, so that Boeing chart is in there in the happy hour chat if you want to take a look at that.
Okie dokie.
Basically, this wedge that this is a broadening wedge that the price action has since 2023 has been kind of bouncing around inside of. I'm mostly referring to the light orange lines that you see there. That's the broadening wedge. So we can kind of bouncing around there, testing this the bottom part of the wedge more frequently. So now that we've tested that again, I'd be looking for a reversal. How high we go, not sure. You can see from the last time we bounced off there, we didn't get too high, couldn't even break the 200-day SMA. And we just came right back down. But that was also because it got a whole number of bad news headlines. So hopefully the news
has been nothing but bad news headlines for this company.
But, yeah.
I mean,
so if they're in the process of turning things around, that might actually help lift it higher than the 200-day SMA. But that's at literally almost just shy of $200. It's got a ways to go before it gets back up there. So like I said, 20-day SMA, that's the first thing we need to get above, and it's still like $20 away.
Okay,
but
really good stuff there. Really good stuff there on Boeing. We'll see. I think this might keep riding this lower here.
It could. Just something
Maybe
to watch
140
for.
on Boeing. Huh. Interesting.
All right. Oh, maybe I'll do this. Boop. All right. Okay, well, ONCO sideways. BSIG with some nice movement.
ONCO, like I said, it was showing you that curl. It came right back in. Maybe it curls again here, but it came right back in. Be careful with this one.
Mm-hmm. All right. Getting word that Kava appears overpriced.
Oh, is that new?
I don't doubt. I mean, that's just that's what somebody's opinion is. You can find out for yourself whose.
Palantir week? What?
Bitcoin. I'm sorry.
Joe, hang on. Joe, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? This came back to the VWAP. This thing has been ripping every day. What are you talking? What world do you live in? What planet are you on, bro? Not you, Joe. The Joe in the
understand.
chat.
I understand that, and I think he might be referring. This is just guessing, but you see how it's kind of every time it has these rallies, it kind of goes sideways and rolls over before it drops. It looks like that's setting up to do that very same thing on the daily chart. It's about to roll over and drop. He might be speaking days out, but it looks like it's in the coming days and weeks. It's going to start to roll over and maybe test that. What is that VWAP that you have there?
The stock is almost a double from July. Like this is absolutely showing strength. I mean, there's no other way to look at this. Every time this thing dips, it gets bought.
This is why we have a market, though. This is why we have a market.
Come on, guys. All right, Rocket Lab, that's right above 10. That's still ripping higher here. CNE. Oh, we reclaimed the VWAP on CNEY.
Oh, sure enough.
Is anyone trading this one back up towards 120, 130? CNEY?
Got a little bit of it.
IonQ dipped the... Maybe I'm going to take a look here at CNEY. IonQ dipped right at that VWAP there as well.
Yeah, IonQ, this thing I think goes lower. Maybe it loses 9. MACD is looking like it's... I mean, let's see what happens in the next 5-10 minutes, but the MACD is showing me right now that this wants to go lower.
CNEY. Let me go back to that. You might have hooked one here, 13.
Well, it's got to hit my sell orders now, and it's got to get back above VWAP.
Good morning, Mike. Great to see you. Mike, did we get any update with the name? Are you going to get your regular account back? What's going on? We need you. We need Easy Mike back. That was like a staple.
All right. Oh, MN PR getting mentioned by Smoked Tuna. Let me see what that's.
That actually printed 7s and stopped right there. No, I'm staying kanji. Okay, well.
Yeah, it did print 7s. It's 690 right now. It's hanging out beneath there. 18%, not bad.
HYLN
Mike,
having a nice little move here, but I'm very, very low volume.
Mike is in Go EV and short NVIDIA. You know, oh wow, look at Go EV.
FAAS, huh, Wiss? Wiss, I'm so disappointed, man. My golf is being rained out by the hurricane this weekend.
Oh, hey, thinking about it, Ryan Germain to relay that news to the
What's that?
top brass. Thinking about it wants the return of Nick.
Oh, Nick Brown. Here, let me screenshot that.
See what I mean?
Nick will love that. Actually, I could probably make his Friday by sending him. Might have to do that here. Might have to do that. I like making people's weekends, making their Fridays.
Oh boy. Look at VSig.
Do I have to look at a 16-cent penny stock?
No, you don't have to.
Okay, it's 18 cents. You're right. What happened here? What was there like a move earlier that was anything new? Okay, so there was some news here today. The termination of its at the market offering program. That's good, right?
Yeah, and this is one of the ones that we've been discussing in happy hour that could go to 40 cents. Super cheap right now.
Super thick.
The CEO has been gobbling up shares.
Didn't we? And I don't have. That's interesting. I don't have any insider. Maybe this is.
You got to look at the here. I'll tell you.
Yeah. Wait a sec though. Didn't we talk about this one being one of the potentials of after it reverse splits, it's likely to trade better?
Yeah. Yeah. So,
this is I'll tell you what. This is one. I'm not gonna go with you guys on the 16-cent, 18-cent stock trading, but this is one to put on the watch list. We get news or we figure out that this one's having a reverse split. Maybe this does become a pretty decent trade.
So there's a form SC13G that was filed on the 17th of September that shows the CEO having a 23.4% stake in the company. The filing was for that it added 8.25%, but his total holdings are almost 25% of the company.
Okay, well, he's obviously invested in that stock going higher, wouldn't you say?
Just a little bit.
Just a tad. Mm-hmm. Just a tad. Plug going higher. Who was on this one? I feel like someone was this Wiss. Was this you earlier on Plug? Let me know. That was good. I didn't even check on that.
All right, what's going on here? Did we ever get that? No, still didn't get that recapture of VWAP and CNEY yet, but looks like we're trying to.
Here you go. No, we did. I have it. See, I've got VWAP. Well, I was dealing with this problem yesterday on one of them. I had a VWAP that was off by like 10 cents from the broker to the trading view here, but I've got this at 108. What did you have it at, 13?
My VWAP's at 114.
Okay, so yeah, that's considerably different. Interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be different from broker to broker, but I'm just going to go with what I've got here because it's working for me,
dude. And I mean, follow what's on your chart. Mm-hmm. Follow what's on your chart.
Man, if VSig can hold this VWAP,
I
should stop talking about it. I should stop.
ONCO is trading up.
Oh,
Big Bad Duke says mine's 109. Okay, so it seems like three of us have three different values for that. Mine's 109. Okay, so we're all pretty close, but we do have different values.
Yeah. Stick with your VWAPs. Don't try to change it around to match somebody else's. Just go with what you got.
Vlogs here asking what broker you use. 13.
Webull.
Is it Webull?
I don't care.
You just like saying it that way? Is that?
If you don't know what I'm talking about, then I'll write it down for you.
I actually don't know. Which I feel like I should, but I don't know.
You know, Sydney, I think I have seen TSSI before. And I do know where Round Rock is. That's, it's a suburb of Austin. I had some family that lived out there for a time. Insider selling, vice president selling 87,000 shares. So that never is a good sign. But what's it moving on today? And I like the data center angle, so there's that as well. What is this? This is an OTC. Okay. I'm gonna write this down. Oh, perfect. Here we go. CNEY. CNEY. That's starting to move over my VWAP now. It's trying to anyway. Orders are starting to get filled. Yeah, CNEY getting mentioned by Smoke Tune as well. That's another point, a good point there that Christopher made about where your broker starts recording VWAP. I think Archer's starting to come in a little bit. SMCI came down after that nice pop this morning. Traded underneath VWAP. Now it looks like it's trying to reverse and recapture VWAP right now.
Oh my God. Wiss said, Ryan, I just sent you an email. Wiss, I don't think there's anything wrong with this. I had mentioned how I was disappointed that golf was going to get rained out by, or that I was disappointed I was not going to be able to golf because it's getting rained out. Wiss sends me a picture here. Bobby Jones golf course turned into Bobby Jones Lake. And it's literally the entire course is covered in water. Like you could go swimming like that. Like that's how bad it is. That's wild. Oh, Wiss.
Watch out for them gators.
Oh God.
They're on the green now.
Oh my. All right. Let's see what the other trading group here is doing. The first stock I see some of my other trader friends trading is ONCO. And I want to like reach through the computer and be like, guys, be careful. They're pros though. They know what they're doing. CNEY, this did come back into the VWAP and bounced. 115 looks to be the high of that bounce. I didn't play this one.
The SPY doesn't seem like it has any idea what it wants to do.
No, it's basically chopping.
Yeah. It's just like what's the play, guys? Man, this thing is just, I have a feeling like as soon as the direction is chosen, it's going to just really go in that direction. Like, I mean, really go into it. Whether it's down or up, I don't know, but it seems like this market needs a decision to be made for it. MU found a support.
MU, Micron?
Yep.
Yeah, this looks like this was yesterday's intraday low, right? Yeah, that sure was. Weren't you saying yesterday that the fact that they're in like memory might actually allow this to kind of move longer because memory is still going to be bought up?
Memory is still going to be needed for data centers. They have their business is doing much better, and it looks like they have some pretty decent business growth going into 2025. The thing that I was concerned about is that they don't have a wide economic moat, meaning they're not doing a whole. They're really not able to do a whole lot to outperform competitors. I know that there's disagreement about who their competitors ultimately are, and I know that you could bring up Seagate, you could bring up Western Digital, you could bring up Toshiba, and you could bring up Samsung. There's a lot of different competitors that could, in my opinion, easily replace them. If one day they just disappeared, you have a bunch of other companies that could replace them. I don't think that their memory is necessarily the most state of the art, best in class. Definitely up there. There's no question about that. But I don't know that this Micron is the top dog when it comes to NAND and flash memory.
Gotcha.
IonQ with another pop of VWAP now. Looks like FMC is trying to come back as well.
Which one? Sorry, I was answering a Slack for work here. IonQ.
CNEY rejected.
This actually looks like this bounced pretty nicely off VWAP and some nice expanding volume down there.
Volume picking up on CNEY. Yeah, it's not picking up in the right direction though. We need this thing to break out of VWAP. All right, and
MNPR also bouncing off the VWAP.
Mike
IQ has been straight up. Wow.
Mike asking about is HD getting that pop from the storm? Yeah, most likely, because you're going to have a bunch of people needing to repair what was damaged, or maybe buy a whole bunch of plywood if they're in order to protect their windows.
Yeah.
I think Home Depot it's got a. I think it's going to continue to do well, but the value, I think it's overvalued. It needs to come back in.
Dow at the highs here. SPY at the highs here. Q's trying to bounce. Q's the weakest here. IWM at the highs. Actually, IWM leading. That's higher than the Dow. What was that? Sorry?
Mike was asking, where's Generac? Generac is absolutely killing it. It has been killing it because the whole thought was to get into this before the hurricane, not the day.
Yeah. Yeah, so I had mentioned earlier, Dennis had said earlier on pre-market prep, he sold his Generac for a gain, so that trade obviously worked for him. But you're right, this has actually taken the next leg higher here.
And it could still continue to do well, but remember, these things are expensive.
Elon saying Ryan was spot on a Home Depot a few months ago. That was pretty good. That one was pretty good. And that was this right in here, right? That was the recapture of the 200-day. Looks like, and I think we were talking about this one. I think we were talking about the one in July, right? Because this must have been, Elon, correct me if I'm wrong, but we popped above this 200-day, came back in, dropped and reclaimed, and this was the trade right in here in July. Now, since then, it came back to the 200-day, and you actually got another opportunity for this one. Now, here we are, new highs. So I didn't hit, so it's not new all-time highs, but new recent highs. So I didn't hit this leg, Elon. I hit this first leg here. Congrats if you're still in that, man. Whew. Good stuff.
So ONCO rising while CNEY was falling. Now it seems to be recovering. That was funny that they were kind of going opposite directions there for a second.
You think traders are flipping between those two names?
Maybe some.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm just talking about like the active traders here, because I don't see a whole lot of really good stuff.
I know what you're saying, because like I've seen a lot of times where there's been like a handful of stocks that are moving, and when one of them goes into a halt, you tend to see the next best one start to get a lot more movement. Yeah. So absolutely, I understand what you're saying. I'm not necessarily sure that that's what's happening between the two of those. I think there may be some other names that folks are looking at as well. Well done. There is no try. He rode Vuzi up to 119.
See, Smoke Tuna, this is exactly what I was just mind meld, baby. When there's not much to trade, most are focusing. So if those are the two active stocks with high volume flow, I could see people going back and forth, even if they're both junk, frankly.
Yeah, but a lot of these junk ones, just the volume's just not right. They're there right now. What are the Mag 7s doing today? It looks like
Apple's actually doing pretty well.
Apple,
sorry,
Google's doing the best one. Google up 1.35%.
The puts that I took for this Friday, obviously those are going to expire worthless. Those were cheapies, but that trade didn't work. Jay had mentioned earlier, big tech was selling. Big tech actually the weakest of the group here. Looking over at some of these charts, let's see. Apple looks pretty strong here. I don't have these on a list here, so forgive me. Apple actually looks pretty strong here. Tesla totally reversed out of the open. This is the risk of going red here. It looks like it already went red once. Nvidia weak at lows. Amanda has figured it out here. Damn it, Ryan. Get out of that short so I can make money on my Google short. Amanda, you're in luck. My short expires at the close here today. So you're going to be good. As soon as the market closes here today, you're going to be good.
The jig is up.
Guys. ONCO, man. Look.
Yes.
Yikes on ONCO. I was just like, I just be careful. Like, yeah, we did get this little pop, but like, if this is where you made, if this was all you traded and made money today on, go buy a lottery ticket. Go buy a lottery ticket.
Well, Disney behaving just like the way I was looking for it to. Now up to over $96 and kind of just ripping for a stock that size.
For which one?
This is Disney.
Oh, Disney.
Yeah, some of these bigger names are doing better. Yeah, so still looking for 97.50 in Disney to provide resistance. That's what I would be looking at here.
SPY pushing to the highs here, 574.15. CNEY still holding above the VWAP.
There is a lot of green in my long-term account. Just trying to see where some of the trades are. UPS been very good. Very, very good. Still think that that's worth taking a look at for some folks. I mean, it's been beat up pretty well.
UPS, this is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Costco, by the way, getting its second leg back here. Buyers stepping in here. Here's UPS. What are we looking at on this one, 13?
Well, this one is one of the longer term ones that I started getting into earlier this month. I like the long-term dividend plays. And when you look at what kind of dividend yield this has at the when it's down at this price, just pull that up and I'll show you. I think it was like 5%, which sounds pretty good to me. So especially since we're getting rate cuts, we're not going to be able to rely on fixed income anymore. So these stocks that are providing substantial yields are very attractive to me right now. So 5.24% as of the last dividend payout, which was back on the 5th. Bitcoin 66,300, says Danielle.
Yeah, Bitcoin's ripping here. In fact, we should check in on some of those Bitcoin names. Let me check Mara Coin and what was that other one recently? CIFR, I think. Here's Mara.
CLSK.
CLSK. Let me do that one next. Cypher
Right.
was the other one. Here's CleanSpark. So this chart looks exactly the same as Mara. CIFR, that was Cypher that we were talking about. This looks similar.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Coinbase. What's Coinbase at? Wow, Coinbase at 185.
Yep.
Wow.
HUT, I think WULF is another one.
Wolf with the U.
I think so.
TeraWolf, that's down here today.
I think it is. Digital asset technology company. Yeah. So I think, yes.
HUT.
They have environmentally conscious Bitcoin mining operations.
Oh, okay. I want to buy that
coin.
one.
Yeah, green coin.
Yes, learn with Moses. We will. And actually, Anne-Marie said she was going to join us today. She was in here earlier. Not sure if she still is, but CELH is one of those on the list. You got it.
And thank you thinking about it for the update on the UPS yield, since it's been having some nice movement lately.
Boop.
All right, let's see here. What do we want to do next? Looks like
Rocket Lab back to its view app.
It's funny. CNEY keeps, chipping away at my position as it tries to make its way over VWAP. I'm really waiting for a big old move over that so I can completely get out of it, but hasn't happened yet.
TCTM,
yep.
Yeah, he's got a new one for us. Let's go. Kids education. Boy, this looks thin.
Is this a China one? Yes,
Let me
mainland
see.
China. Yep.
You guessed it.
I mean, those are
4.7 million.
That seems to be what's ripping. Is not just the China names, but the China education names, since those were absolutely hammered. Looks like ONCO is about ready to take the next leg lower, thinking this goes down to 485.
On which one? For
that's ONCO.
Oh, ONCO, yeah. There's nothing but down here. Nothing but down. Good morning. Stay focused, man.
Hey,
hopefully you're doing well. Made no trades here today, boss. I got nothing.
Oh, absolutely, Jay Rice. Law of averages, absolutely 100% with NVIDIA.
Yep. That's something we've been discussing for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And this is another reason Jay's talking about the services mode. This is one of the reasons why Apple has been able to stay strong, even when tech is getting slaughtered. Still waiting for that NVIDIA under 100. I still think we'll get that at some point.
Yeah, I think we will too.
Bitcoin's still pressing the highs here, actually new highs on that futures chart for Bitcoin.
I think we're coming into a level that I was watching for in NVIDIA, as a matter of fact.
Tesla actually giving a bounce here. Tesla bouncing off the 254 level, beg your pardon.
Yeah, I'm still looking for support for today. I don't know how long it'll last going forward next week, but for today, 119.50 is an interesting level for me in NVIDIA. 119.50 might be where there's support from the selling.
Stay Focused wants to know, do we think it goes under 100 this year? You know what, Stay? This is a really good question. I know what you're thinking about too. Where it's literally pounding lows. So I want to say yes, but I feel like unless the market has a big sell-off prior to the end of the year, maybe not.
I think I know what you're thinking too. You're thinking about those AI IPOs, right?
Yeah, but that's
that's next year.
Yeah, exactly. I suspect that's not on the docket till 2025.
Yeah, so I think my best answer is going to be maybe. Sorry if that's not the one you want to hear, but maybe is I'm leaning towards yes, but I think definitely next year because as we've been discussing in Happy Hour, as soon as those big name AI IPOs start coming out, there'll be money leaving these Max 7s in order to jump into those as they'll have a liquidity event to trade those. Yeah, so basically. I don't know if that's helpful to you to stay focused, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. I just can't say for sure if we're going to see under 100 this year again. It's a possibility. I would like to, but I think it's more likely when we get those big name IPOs next year. Okay.
Seeing some pictures from this storm in South Carolina.
How's Duke Energy doing? Because that was
yeah, you know what? That's a good call. That's a good call. And he's a Duke Energy customer. They're without power here. Duke, not really doing a whole lot here.
No, maybe when we get reports of what the damage is like, we'll start making moves.
Yeah. HKD on the movers list. Oh boy, be careful.
This one. I don't even know what this company is, but I just remember the ticker.
I mean, dude, you watch a company go from $2 to $2,000. You'll remember that ticker. That's for sure.
You'll never forget it.
Oh man. Look at ONCO, dude. Look at this.
Oh, yeah, there it goes.
Oh my God. God, I really hope anyone from our group didn't get hit with this, please. This, by the way, this is one of the other things. This is why we focus so much on talking about like how we're trading some of these things and be careful, and why you hear us repeat a lot of this stuff. Like we understand that some of the things that we discuss are extremely risky, and not everything has trading action that's this bad. Not everything has trading action that's this bad, but you have to be ready for stuff like this if you're going to trade it. This is so bad. I mean, if I had traded this today, I would be looking at nothing but losses. Nothing but losses. Smoke Tuna, I know you're saying a bounce at 5. You know what? I hope you make money off of it. Good luck.
There's no tries mentioning COOP power, and they are great. Duke has operations in Northern Carolina. They have like a couple million customers there, something like that. But let's take a look at COOP.
Coop.
The Coop. Cooper
Right,
companies.
Mr. Cooper.
What? Well, Mr. Cooper is like that's a mortgage servicer though. Yeah, it's a home loan servicer.
He might have not do Coop.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with
Yeah,
that.
there is no try. I think you got that ticker mixed up, bro.
ONCO really falling now.
We take another leg down. Yeah, we're just pounding lows here. We are just pounding lows on this one. My goodness.
Crow mentioning that he did Vero Bam. Oh, look at that move.
Which one? Which ticker?
Vero, VERO. They had some good news today too.
Vero, that's the penny stock.
Capital restructure. Co-op power company.
I'm gonna leave this on CNEY for just a sec. 13. I'm gonna step away for 1 sec. I'll be right back.
Sure. Easy job of mentioning GCT. Let's see what that's doing. Giga Cloud Technology. And don't worry, I saw you, Crow. Listen to what Crow's saying. If Vero's flying, put eyes on it. Make a decision if you like. Giga Cloud Technology. That's pulling back now, but it has had a nice run this morning. Let me just go to a smaller chart. Why is it still doing that? There we go. So yeah, it looks like it's just pulling back now. Maybe it gets support around 24.30. It does need to cool off. This thing has been ripping all morning. RSI is pretty extended on the smaller time frames. Let it come in a little bit, and then once it finds a bottom, if you're thinking there's still some more upside left, that'd be a better time to get into this. But just let it cool off. Let it do its thing. SMCI was SSR, right? I don't understand what you mean. Is that short? You're asking if it was a short report? But it did have a short report from Hindenburg, and then they had the bad news when they didn't release their earnings reports.
I literally came back to hear Hindenburg, and I was like, "Oh, I'll punch up SMCI."
And then they got the DOJ on them now as a result of that short report. And now their earnings, their next earnings is coming up in 33 days, and they still haven't released their last one. So I'm starting to wonder, are we going to be without 2 earnings reports? Don't know why it's trading up. Short sale restricted. Oh, I don't know. I don't know why it would be.
I still think this one's kind of I mean, unless you know something about this, or if you're scalping it, that's one thing. But I'd stay away from this. I would stay away from this.
Yeah, I think SMCI still has more. I mean, I was talking about how it could recover and go to the 50-day SMA, and I was just waiting for it because I heard that they were going to release their report. We never got that. So now it's going the opposite direction. And if they're not going to release their report, well, then that changes my mind completely. This thing can go kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
Yeah. I mean, at least we did get the bounce off that 500-day SMA. That was pretty good for a day trade, but that's about all I'm seeing there.
Costco trying to come back. Good old Costco. Don't worry, Costco. I'll be there tomorrow. Oh, man. Sorry for the boring day, folks. Sorry for the boring day. I'm disappointed with myself. I didn't trade anything. Did you trade anything today?
Can you call the market and tell it to be not so boring? Yeah,
I will. I will get right on that. But seriously,
yeah, CNEY a little bit. I took some gains in BITO that got over $20. So I was like, I'll trim that a little bit. That's about all I've done today. I'm looking at. I have orders to trim a little bit of VCIG because I've been, I was building a position in that when it was, down in the under 15. So waiting for that to kind of come back up and give me some, better opportunity for trimming some here. I'm still looking for 40 in VCIG though, 40 cents.
Yeah, Edward, don't feel bad. I'm not making money today. I guess my swing account is up pretty good. That's rocking here. Gotta love when Portillo's actually does something on the day. But I'm not like I like starting the day off with some active new trades, and I feel like that builds up like the confidence for the rest of the day and really kind of sets the table for the rest of the day. And I'm not getting any of that here today. I didn't take anything. I just watched a lot of stuff do nothing.
Jay Rice mentioning the Jets ETF has been straight up since August lows. They've had some kind of a run based off of Southwest Q3 guidance, I believe. I think that's what they were all getting lifted up on. Let's see here, man. But I mean, that was a long time. That was well before this August 5th bottom. This is right after the end carry trade. It's just been straight up since then.
Yeah, XOM. This is pretty decent here. Stay focused. I feel like I missed this already. That's the thing. I feel like I was just kind of offside today. But you know what? Not gonna try to force things and make things worse. Nothing more on the scanners. I don't have much either, Tuna. I don't have much either, Tuna. DJT getting mentioned. Where did that go?
XOM and CVX. I like both those. I'm actually waiting for CVX to get a little bit of a better price. I might not get that though. This thing looks like it's trying to put in a inverse head and shoulders. I would like this down in, lower into the 130s, 120s. Don't know that I'll get that though. Yeah, I really do.
Yeah, you
like
want this
CVX.
right in here. Yeah, we talked about this one. That's at the top end of that sideways area too.
Really think CVX is in a great position for a lot of green energy and for the traditional oil energy plays. Hydrogen as well. I mean, I can't. Oh, here we go with Lunar to say it's thinking about it. But yeah, I'm really looking to pick up some CVS if I can get a better price. I'm just worried I might not get it. I might just have to get it here, but we'll see.
Actually, Lunar, you know what? I'm over here complaining about really nothing to do. Lunar, this wasn't terrible. This had a nice little impulse move on some volume, nice little pullback to the VWAP. I think a couple of you guys were mentioning this one. I didn't 13. I didn't do a good job today, man. Thankfully, you're here to carry the load. Your shoulders are wide, my friend.
So is the rest of me. But
that's not what I meant. Oh, what an ambush! What an ambush that was.
I mean, Lunar still has more catalysts coming, and that contract was great. But I think that was an event to sell and just wait for it to come back in and get back into it. And that's kind of what we got here. Let me just get to a chart where I can actually see this price action.
Stay focused. What's your favorite Chinese name? Sorry, 13. Go ahead.
No,
I will wait for him to answer here. What's your favorite Chinese name? Anyway, you were saying 13.
I mean, I had that the contract that I think was a 4.8 billion contract with the Neuro satellites. Don't think that they're done. There's got a lot more catalysts coming up next year as well. I think thinking about it as a better is more dialed into what they have coming up than I am. But after that, sell the news, and we got that support down at around the 750 area. It looks like we're trying to come back up and take out that high that we got. Maybe even crossing the 10 sometime, maybe next week or next month, since we don't have many days left in this month. So.
Stay focused said your favorite Chinese stocks, BABA and PDD. I think that's pretty smart. My favorite, personally, I don't really like them, but my favorite one is PDD, probably just because I've done the best on it. First trade I ever took on BABA was on the IPO day. I got smoked. Learned a lot of lessons that day, to be quite honest with you. But both of these are doing pretty well. Sarah Sassy, Ryan, if everyone did a great job trading all the time, we'd all be rich. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? I will say I definitely feel an added bit of pressure being on screen here because I do, like I want the show to live up to the really good episodes, right? Like I want to be able to bring the energy and bring the calls and do all that stuff. And I just feel like I don't do as good of a job when I don't do that. But
then
that was what today was. We bring we always bring the dad jokes too. Emiliola, Ryan, are you ever going to sell your Portillos? Did you buy some more? So this is a really good question. I hope that I can at some point. I'm not going to sell it for a loss here though. They still never closed a store, by the way. Okay. They've still never closed a store. So the thing is I'm not taking the loss on it. I've already bought more on its way down. In fact, my last ad was in the 9s. That was before the activist came in there. Stock's up 4 points from then. So hopefully, I actually read about that activist. They like to try to get the stock's coverage. They like to try to get more people interested in it. That would be great if that happens. So my average, I think, is like high 17s. Let's see. 17.94 is my average on Portillo's. The current price is 13.55. So I'm like more than 4 points underwater on this. I'm not taking the loss. I'll wait it out. But don't forget, the boycott is on, right? The boycott is on. I refuse to go to eat there until the stock gets above 20.
Brian Jones, if you're out there, how's your day going? Is it better today? Just curious. Hopefully you're having a much better day than yesterday.
Hey, I appreciate that. You remembered.
I know, Crow. That is a sad day.
Amanda, oh please! The best of the episodes are the random nerd crap and the Seinfeld references. Actually, that's not incorrect. A really quality Seinfeld reference will go a long way. And us nerds, we band together. Okay, sorry, I'm drifting off here too much. You guys are all trying to trade, and I'm out here telling jokes and talking to the chat.
TCTM on the move says whiz.
Uchi Mama. Oh my god. I hope that episode is on today. I'd actually watch that. As he just gets blasted with the silly string. Oh god. You guys are bringing it here. Sorry, 13. I know you're trying to be serious. I'm not. I'm sorry.
That's why I have this smile on my face, right? No, you can still be serious and trade, right? That's what we're doing.
I mean, I haven't done any trades today. I hate to break it to you, but
yeah, we'll find something.
Just saying. Well, the day's not over yet.
Yeah, we've only been at this for about an hour and 20 minutes.
Well, we got Anne-Marie coming up, so I'm hoping that despite all of the jokes, random nerd crap, Seinfeld references, talking about power outages, hopefully Anne-Marie steers us in the right direction.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be in the chat still ripping things off, making people smile.
Let's go. That's what I wanted to hear.
I'll do that for a little bit. There we go. See, I knew thinking about it would bring the information. Lunar contracts for Near Space Network. They won that one. The new lunar, the second one they're waiting for, direct to Earth communications. The rover program. Now that's not till next year, right? That's something that we were looking to do a launch for sometime next year, I believe. But correct me on that one, but. Yeah, there's another contract that they're waiting for. Maybe we still get it before the end of this month. Get it over the weekend or on Monday. Maybe.
ONCO, by the way. Stop me if you've heard this before. and here's the thing. So Smoke Tuna earlier was talking about this being a trap. Okay. Every time this thing has curled, it's wiped people out. So this is why I'm saying, you know what? I'm gonna not deal with this one. I'm gonna stay away from this. My goodness. Dave saying, go eat there and the stock we'll get to 20 quicker. So been holding it for a couple of years, Dave, and I've been trying to do exactly that, and it's only moved in the opposite direction. So on our theme of taking a Seinfeld reference, I'm going to do the opposite. If my intuition of what I should be doing is wrong, then the opposite must be right. And so we're not going anymore. How's that for a Seinfeld reference, Amanda? I was actually pretty happy with that one. CNEY breaking down now. Looks like it lost the VWAP and plunged.
Uh-oh. Dollar territory time. Looks like it actually dropped and then rebounded out of the dollar territory. Took some BNZI off the lower day.
Ooh, is Bonsai getting back here? Might we have something?
TCTM new high day. Well, you
Was
just
that
keep
any?
getting that one, Wiz. You just keep getting it. And everything else just looks like it fell asleep. Disney got up to 96.17, rolling over.
Can you give me the Howard Cosell action on BMY? I don't know if I can give you a Howard Cosell, but man, Bristol Myers here. Ticker BMY. Bristol Myers Squibb shares trading higher after the company announced FDA approval of Cobenify for treatment of schizophrenia. That seems pretty good. This really up 2.5% here. It was up higher. I wish I had something better for you here. Stay focused. I do kind of like the trend that it's in, right? The higher lows. This does trade up towards 55. I don't know. Wish I had something better for you there. Stay focused. Ryan, is it going to 60? I mean, maybe. Yeah, probably. I would say this. We're at 51. Okay. So I would say I feel much better about this going to 60 before it goes to 40. So you're saying that there's some 13. There's some resistance here at 55, which I totally see here. But I would say this has a better chance of going to 60 than 40, and it's pretty much at the midway point.
So here's some things that I see with this one. I do have a golden cross. That just happened. I mean, you could say it just happened earlier this week. So if that's going to give us a sign that we're headed higher, I think that you might. I have really questioned getting to 60. That 500-day SMA is right in the way. I think you might run into some support turn resistance at $56. There's a gap that needs to be filled on the way up to 56. So once we fill that, we could see a reversal. I'd be looking at 56 and see what happens there. That would be the big level for me. 55, 56, right in there.
We just had this nice little golden cross here.
Hey, Brian, that's what I like to hear. I'm glad you had a better day, dude.
So we have another butterfly. Boy, we are gonna load Anne Marie up today. I hope she had her coffee this morning.
Oh, she's gonna quit.
Anne Marie doesn't quit. She doesn't quit. Are you kidding me? That's the one thing I can assure you.
I'm just
quit. That's funny. All right. Well, we're going to add Bristol Myers to the list. And actually, Bristol Myers would be a good one because I believe, let's check here. I believe those option contracts, oh, yeah. Plenty of volume. Oh, yeah. Plenty of volume. Plenty of open interest. Tell you what, looks like someone was playing around the December 57.5 calls today. Yeah, we can do this. Stay focused. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Okay.
I like that Bob the Builder attitude you got there.
Bob the Builder?
That's right.
I don't get the reference, but that's just probably because I'm dumb.
Can we fix it? Yes, we can. Anyway, it's a
okay. I didn't even realize what I said until it was done.
When you have children, some things just kind of pop up in the back of your head. Like, I remember hearing that from this cartoon. I used to watch cartoons with my kids. All right. Well,
check stuff out here. Boop. Boop.
Kind of seems like everybody enjoy your weekend kind of thing. Unless the market decides it wants to get a wild hair later. Looks like CNEY actually fell underneath that dollar.
Actually just fell off the movers list. Oh, that's why it fell off the movers list. It's right at $1.
It's trying to recapture it, though. I don't think it likes being under $1. You know what? If I have time, Ara, I'll do that.
We can. Yes, we can. That's a song?
It's their little theme that they sing in the show. I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but if I have time and I want to have a laugh, I'll end up doing that. Here we go with Disney again, trying to make new all-time, or new, not all-time highs, but new intraday highs. 96.18 now. Everything else looks like it fell asleep.
Indeed. SPY holding here at 573 3/4. Looks like everything else kind of just looks sideways.
I'm very sorry, Mike. I'm very sorry that I did that to you. I did not mean to have that happen.
Oh, actually, he did. He slacked me about it. All right. We got less than a minute here. We don't have Amory yet, so
until she arrives.
All right. 13. 13. And you know what else? 13. You know what's important about that? Remember, she's in Florida. So I'm not sure what the weather has done down there.
Oh, I think I know what it's done.
No, I'm saying, like, I don't know what's like currently going on with it.
Gotcha.
Oh my God, what a blast from the past. Shelly, Buddy is sleeping in the bird supplies box next to my golf clubs. He's sleeping in a box on top of the bird supplies, waiting for the bird to return to the room.
Oh,
he misses you, though.
Entry says Ara, so hey, get it. Take a look at that and see what that looks like.
Here it is.
All right. Getting in, I think you must be getting in around your VWAP, right?
Amanda, I got to be honest with you. You have been in fuego today. It's raining money over at Anne Marie's house. Fact check true. Oh, that's funny.
I'm just trying to look and see if there's a mover that is providing something that I can do something with.
I wish I had something better for you here today.
Everything's all slow.
Yeah.
So there's other trades you can do, but you're gonna probably be managing it for a little while.
It's a Friday. It is a Friday. I think we got the President's Cup on. So sorry, I gave out the Malik Neighbors anytime touchdown last night for the game, and of course he didn't score a touchdown. So sorry about that. I'll be honest. I'm currently on a really, really horrific betting streak. I might need to talk to AB about that.
Yeah, I did not like the way that game looked yesterday. Dallas's defense finally showed some signs of life. Might have made the Giants offense a little bit disappointed in their abilities.
Yeah, Brandon, I completely agree. Neighbors that dude is the real deal. That dude is the real deal. He is sick.
Lunar ripping.
Lunar, let's check it out.
Some more. Careful, it's very extended. And Rocket Lab and Boozy are done. Dallas has a defense. They did last year, and then they switched coordinators. And so far this year, it looks like they haven't had much fun. But it seemed to have showed up yesterday because their run defense actually stuffed Singletary, and where they couldn't do that with the past few games, they were just getting completely run over. So it looks like they may have showed up, but let's see if it lasts. And yeah, what else are we looking at? Because I don't see much to get into at the moment.
Me either.
Let's look at the SPY. What is it doing? Oh, what do you know? Sideways. Okay.
It popped, went sideways.
I know there's something out there. Maybe I'm just not looking in the right spots. Let's take a look at some other stuff here. Let's see what we got. IonQ can double.
The arguing that's going on here today is a little over the top. So first of all, Joe, just so you're aware, Jay Rice has been here for years, giving out calls live for years. Okay, years. Literally since we started, he's been one of the first to be giving out calls here, and they've been tremendous. They've been swings, they've been day trading, they've been all types of that. Guys really should just kind of back off some of the arguing there. I think that'd probably be best for the group.
Yeah, look, guys, this is what makes a market. We don't have to agree with each other. If we disagree about what Ryan and I disagree about things all the time. We're still here.
Literally all the time. Yeah, literally all the time.
Don't let that get out of control.
Makes me better, 13. I don't know about you. Makes me better. Makes me find things. Makes me make less mistakes. We argue about football stuff all the time too. Bears, Packers. I don't know what to say about that.
When it's that need for validity actually helps help you find better answers to a lot of questions you have. So if you think you're right about something and someone else says you're wrong, if that doesn't prompt you to double check and make sure you're right about it, you're just believing your own opinion with no real data to back it up. Go get the facts.
Shelly, he has a wife, but thank you for thinking that.
Are we a married couple? No.
Shelly likes to bring it out there.
Does she like to simmer the pot a bit?
She stirs it. She likes to stir it. She likes to put a little spice in, maybe stir it around, maybe some like root that nobody's ever heard of, like a witch's brew where it starts to smoke. Then yeah, that's Shelly. Michael's like, yeah, you guys never agree.
It's horrible. I know. Don't you feel awkward watching us argue?
No, that's funny.
How about see, look, here we go with the real fire. Michael James, how about them Cowboys? Setting everything on fire.
Well, I think Judge is the Giants fan, right? I think Judge is the resident Giants fan here.
I know. Which one's Bert?
You know what, though? Bert and I mean, you could have come up with so much better dynamic duos. We might not have a stream on Monday because of thinking about it. I'm just throwing that out there right now. Unless something changes, might not be a stream on Monday.
I'll grow out a unibrow just for you.
Unibrow. Oh, gosh. Oh, my God, Serve. Who was on this one earlier? Who was this? Will? I think this was Will. I'm never going to find it. That was so long ago, too. Good Lord. I'm never going to find it. I'm pretty sure it was Will. Will, if you're out there, hopefully you made some more money on Serve because holy smokes, I should have not taken this off the screen.
There is no try when we're not doing live trading. I'm off doing other stuff, but we usually come back and have more discussions after the market close in happy hour. That's where I'm usually talking with Ryan.
And we talk during the day in the happy hour chat. Shout out Benzinga Pro. Britt here, love this. You guys are awesome. I just want to say I love this show. Anytime it's not on, I get so sad. We don't want to make anybody sad, Britt. We'll be back. We'll be back despite thinking about it. Uh-oh. And we're here. We get some more. How about Beavis and Butthead? Replay Game Lab doesn't think very highly of us. That was actually a really good laugh there, though. I'm not sure I could have done that.
I won't try Buttheads. This is hard to do.
Can't do either of them.
Got Nick Sanders. Got Nick Sanders saying FSUGY. Sorry, any thoughts? Mining company looking into hydrogen fueled equipment.
That's a new stock.
Hydrogen has been getting more and more interesting for me, and I've been starting to look at some hydrogen producers. And I know that we have LIN, I believe is the biggest producer, Lind PLC. There's a couple of others, but Lind, man, this thing is just. I don't know. I don't know that I want to buy it up here. This thing has been on a tear. But this is one of the biggest hydrogen producers, and it's got my attention. I'm just trying to make a decision if this is the one I want to be in, or if there's another name that's more interesting. Of course, you do have the midstreams that have dual-use purposes to transport hydrogen should we make that transition. And they also have some that are dedicated to hydrogen, but it's not very many. I think hydrogen is going to be interesting in the future. So it's something I'm definitely paying attention to. That and the water.
Michael says, I've not seen you guys argue ever, honestly. If it isn't football type stuff, which isn't arguing, you're the best. Yeah, no, I can't speak for 13, but life's too short, really. The people that I've surrounded myself with are helpful, supportive, and I learn from them. And that's kind of how I approach differing opinions, unless it's Amanda with her Packers fandom. All good. All good.
Okay, I'm just looking what this HYLN was. This is a
that's been up all day, but the volume really hasn't been crazy.
Yeah, this is was this a hydrogen play? Looks like it's some kind of green play. Clean energy for electrification. Okay. Yeah, it's getting some news, insider buying. Okay. Well, thank you. Thinking about it, I'll write this down. Let me take a look at this.
Florida Yacht Insurance Guy. Hello, how you doing in Florida? Do you have power? Did anything get lost or destroyed? Hopefully you're doing all right.
Oh, thinking about it. So this is the actual company, not like what is it? Nikola. This is the actual Nikola that works, right? When they don't have to roll their trucks downhill. This is like a fuel cell kind of thing, or will they actually internally combust hydrogen?
Which one are you talking? GCT?
No, I'm talking about the HYLN that he mentioned.
Oh, Hylian. We're still on that one. Yeah.
Okay, you don't recommend it? All right. Well, I'll just cross that off then. But anyway, I'm looking for hydrogen plays and water infrastructure. Water infrastructure is still super important.
Gotcha.
Especially with all these chip fab and now we're talking nuclear facilities. Water is going to be super, super important going forward. Not that it already is.
Yes, it is. Yeah, folks, I'm not sure. I think the weather might have gotten Anne-Marie here today. I think so, because I don't see her online either, and she's very, very punctual.
Mike, EQIX, didn't they get a short report from somebody? This was isn't this a data center play, data center REIT? Yes, this is. Any thought you could provide on that? Because I remember this got a short report some time back, and I don't think it really made a big dent in the company. I think this company is just fine, but I don't know what they were talking about in the short report. Maybe it's
Henry Cavill. Anyway, what happened here?
Then they bought it up. Yeah. So somebody must have done that to pull it down so they could get better entries. Is that kind of what the thought is here with this one?
Henry Cavill, 16% today, $35 price target.
Oh, and was ONCO just getting mentioned? I thought I saw somebody mentioning it.
Oh, that's right. Amanda, you said this yesterday, and I think you said this in happy hour near the end. Let me see if I can find that, because you're right. We should do that. Someone asked about that. That was one of the stocks on the list here. And if there is one we can share, let's go ahead and do that.
Oh, yeah. CNET is trying to get to $1. This is the one that had the reverse split announced yesterday. 1 for 4. All right.
Bloom Energy out here, okay. Amanda. Super glad we closed out the SMCI short iron condor. Where is it, Amanda? Where was that? Is this it? Oh, nope, that's NVIDIA and Accenture. Here's the SMCI one, maybe. I think this is the one she closed out, though, no? Micron, SMCI. This was the Condor. This is the one they closed, I believe.
Enjoy that
Anyway,
duck.
sorry. Go ahead, 13.
I was just telling Crow to enjoy that duck. He's going to smoke a duck.
Okay.
Crow eating duck. Yeah. Not sure what the direction the market's going to take. Looks like they're starting to get a little bit of weakness here.
It's just kind of trading sideways.
Yeah, it had some consolidation up in the higher up into the 573 handle, but it seems to have gone down into the lower echelon of that.
Let's see what their trading group is at here.
Looks like is Bitcoin about to make another run? It looks like Bitcoin is setting up to pop up to 67.
Yeah, it does. Riley is getting mentioned. RIL. Yeah, I know. Oh, that little pop there on volume. They might be in big trouble though. GME. Oh my God, GME is popping. Oh, Edward, I was just going to say, how is nobody in the chat talking about GME? I feel like we talk about the stock every day. And then I look over and Edward's got me covered. GME pop on volume. Did we get a Roaring Kitty tweet or news? No, we didn't have any news here. Not that I see. Was there a tweet? What's going on here with GME? I don't see anything else here. See if the Twitter streets provide us any insight.
I hope nobody eats Crow. No Kitty tweets. BabX new highs up 100% since entry 2 weeks ago. BABX.
I don't see anything on Twitter about GME. You guys correct me if you find anything out there. Serve, where is Will? Because this might just quite possibly might have been the best opportunity today.
Yeah, for me, it's just been trimming positions. Some things ran, took a little profit. Not really trading a whole lot, just that one CNEY.
Took some gains on hardcore yesterday. That didn't fall back though.
Gosh, thinking about if I had that kind of pull, I'd be saying this market's boring all the time. I think Shelly needs to bring office assistant in for a minute.
I can't. He's sleeping, and I can't get the camera to view him.
Okay. I
just can't do it. I wake him up, he's going to be all pissed.
I tried, Shelly. I tried for you.
The kitty's here. He's just on the side.
GoPro.
It was great when he used to sit right on the chair, right over my shoulder here. That was the best.
GoPro and watch for next week says smoked tuna.
Let's take a look at the chart. I'll pull that up.
Okay. And Crow saying Cavill could squeeze.
Cavill looks like it is squeezing.
Do we get September 23rd candle again? That's what I'd be wondering.
So really quick, Tuna, you think the setup for next week might be a GoPro maybe up towards this 180 spot, right? It looks like we kind of bottomed here and maybe now we're making some higher lows. So maybe we pop up towards 180. Is that what you're thinking about?
Or is there
on GPro? I could see that. What was that?
Or is there a news catalyst coming that you know of? That's what I'm curious about. If it's just this is a technical move, or is there a news catalyst coming here? Maybe. No, that's from earlier this week, so we would already probably know about that. Maybe we just get some news on how well those new 4K cameras are selling. I don't know. They'll have to tell us what the thought is here, because I'd like to know as well. Is it options? No inside info? Okay. Tesla rise sharply over the weekend, anticipating robo-taxi presentation. Get in now if you ain't in it. Gosh. I have such reservations about autonomous driving. to the point where I think we might end. And this is just my own personal opinion, but it's starting to me seem like we might be seeing these EV tolls more widespread than autonomous driving. But that's well a ways away. ONCO asked Jane Smith. Well, we've been talking about that one, and it seems like it's trying to find a bottom and turn around. But until we get that movement, let's say back up into higher up into the 5 handle.
Shelly's in luck.
Oh, Shelly, there you go.
Here you go. Here's Kitty. He's still a little tired. Here you go, Shelly. This is just for you. He woke up. Buddy, look, you got to say hi to Shelly. She wants to say hi. She wants to say hi. I don't know.
Put a mouse on the screen. She'll see it.
Put a mouse on the screen. Do you want to go onto the chair? I don't know. But there you go, Shelly. Kitty's all well and good. Here. Let's see if we can get him to sit. There we go. There we go. There we go. Bang. Just for you.
Yeah, there you go, Crow. Just have yourself a little wet bar.
By the way, I just heard from Anne Marie. She was able to get on her phone. Indeed, the weather stopped her. Anne Marie apologizes to everybody. But I said that it's no problem. We understand, and we send her our best. And the cat is done. He's going after the bird is chirping. He's going after it.
eVTOL like flying pigs. So you don't think it's a reality? I mean, that's fine. I've heard that before. Saw a video of people graffitiing on a full self-driving car while the passengers.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the same video Fairchild was talking about. I mean, I don't even know where to begin to break that all down, honestly.
Well, what's he going to do?
Don't.
Is he going to jump out and tell them to stop and watch?
I mean, there was a mob of people.
Drive away.
It wasn't just one person. There was a mob of people. He was there with his little dog. I mean, he's not going to get out. But I mean, can you imagine? Like, if I was in a driverless car and a bunch of hooligans stopped the car so I couldn't get to where I was going, I would be irate. I mean, irate.
And saw somebody, Jane Smith, drive a manual. I'm here for it. I don't. When you find yourself jumping into an automatic after you dry heave for a little bit, do you find yourself frequently putting your hand down on the shifter, thinking you're going to actually make it switch gears? I've done that so many times.
Wait, what are you guys talking about?
We're talking about manual versus automatic vehicles.
Yeah, I didn't see the comment. I was trying to go back up and familiarize myself with the comment. Didn't see it though.
2024 and we still don't have jetpacks. Well, we do have jetpacks, but nobody's able to afford them. I've seen plenty of jetpacks. Trust me, they are out there. Especially those ones that you put on your arms, and they have a backpack, and you can just basically fly up. They also have hydro ones too, that with a big old tube that's in the water that sucks up water really fast and uses a jet to shoot it out to keep you up. We have jetpacks. They just haven't been improved upon, really.
So I'm with you guys on the whole manual car thing. I know that they're being phased out. Kind of sucks. My Trans Am, oh my God. I had a Trans Am and a Mustang that were both manual, and those cars ripped. They were so much fun to drive. Jane, I can relate to this. I can't drive an automatic. I hit the brake looking for the clutch. Been there. Been there. Been there. God, I installed such a thick clutch when I replaced the one on my Trans Am. The thing was like a dump truck. There was no way you were going to be able to break it. It just grabbed every time. All right, folks, I'm happy to look at any chart that you folks want to see. Any chart you want. I don't really see anything here on any of the scanners. My trading group is kind of slowing down. Octo's doing its junk. Weather got Anne Marie today. there's anything you folks want to take a look at. Did anyone give up on the lotto ticket that we talked about? That stupid penny stock MCRB? It's really just sold off. Did anyone give up on this one yet? I still have it. I'm waiting for a breakdown here. It's a small position. I don't really care.
So I guess seeing as how many people drive manuals here, my comment about when you step inside a vehicle with automatic, you dry heave a bit. I guess that kind of resonated with everybody because
I love it.
You like automatics?
No, I love the fact that there are people here that not only know what a manual is, but know how to drive one.
Yep.
Robert, I'm with you. We're holding strong, baby. Your first car was a 69 Mustang Boss 302. Dude.
Do you still have it?
You must have had such a great life if that was your first car. My first car was a Woody wagon, station wagon. It was my mom's. Oh. I'm glad that is in the past.
Well, looks like BITO is still moving higher with Bitcoin. That movement, we're getting that breakout movement is still taking shape. Looking for a breakout over the 66,525 level here in Bitcoin. That's as high as it got up earlier this morning.
Robert, my first car was a 2001 Mustang with a manual. I crashed it in the first week. Oh, Robert, we're glad you're here.
That's a good question. Thinking about it, are there any pharma stock approval catalysts coming up in the next few weeks? Yeah.
Let's check. Let's go to the calendar. Let's go to the FDA calendar. Okay, and then let's look. What do we have here? September today. You said the next few weeks, right? Is that what he said? So we'll look for the next 2 weeks here. Okay, so what do we want? We want the target date, the announced date. So,
sorry, Fairchild said that he had a Korean War surplus cheap. That's awesome. Anyway, go on.
Yep, all good. So the target date for the FDA calendar here doesn't have specific dates. So it's basically filtering anything here that's going to be in Q3 or the second half or the late part of the year here for 2024. So it looks like there's quite a bit of stuff in here. This is actually sweet because this column here tells you what's expected out of this. But I think I would probably need more of a target here. VKTX, let's try that. Let's go VKTX.
Yes.
Here you go. Here are your events coming up for VKTX.
And there's another one too with the JP Morgan has on Catalyst Watch. That is for the obesity week, which begins the weekend of the first weekend of November. So the Friday, November 1st, that's your last day to make a decision on what you want to do for a trade with VKTX. Because over the weekend they have that obesity week, and then I think they're going to be releasing some of their results from their most recent study. I think it's phase 1. So that's the Catalyst Watch that JP Morgan has. So Monday or Tuesday, I think Monday is going to be the day where you might see the results of those that information over the weekend.
Yeah, these events that I have in here, these were all prior events. I don't have anything in the future here for VKTX, but you're right, 13. I'm expecting those.
Somebody was asking obesity week here. I will provide a link. Just bear with me. I got to jump onto the channel here.
I'm gonna go back to the movers here real quick.
There you go. That's what JP Morgan has on Catalyst Watch for VKTX. That's taking place in San Antonio, Texas. What about Merck? Well, Merck has other things, and they're not just. I know that there was a concern that it's VKTX's drug, right? Or is that a different company? I know that there was one company that had a better product than Merck did. I don't think it was VKTX though.
It wasn't Hims either, was it?
No, it wasn't him. So I'm trying to think of what the other company was. But anyway, Merck's got other things aside from that. It looks like it's trying to get support from its 500-day SMA. Looking for a bounce off of that. It looks like it could end up going lower, though. We'll see. It depth crossed back in August. Looks like it might lose that 500. It's been hammering it all summer. Anyway,
I don't see anything else in here. We are expecting, so I know we didn't have Anne-Marie today, but we are expecting Zunaid and Sandra here today. And I haven't got any indication that that's not happening. So we should be able to send you over there pretty soon. Appreciate all of you with all the support. And 13, thanks very much for sticking around here today. By the way, I logged all those trades that you folks did want to see. So believe me, we will hit those on Tuesday when we come back. So don't worry about that at all.
Diddy and SPF are cellmates.
Yeah, I saw that. I actually saw that. Can you imagine that? Let me tell you something. That entire saga, that is just beginning. There is going to be a ton of fallout from that.
What baby do you think is going to come out of that marriage?
I mean, I don't even want to make that prediction.
Does Hims have issue with its knockoff version of GLP-1? I thought there was. I know. I recall what you're talking about, but I thought
is that the Roe, the Roe Sparks or whatever?
I don't see when I think of Hims, I think of ED and hair loss prevention, that kind of thing. I don't remember the GLP-1 angle. I wish I could give you some better information on that, but I just can't think of what that. Here we go. They announced a $99 a month compounded GLP-1 subscriptions for eligible military veterans, teachers, nurses, and first responders. Yeah, I think that must be what you're referring to, the $99 a month subscription. Keep an eye on ONCO for afternoon. Okay.
We got nothing much else moving on, so I guess we can.
What is going on? Good
morning.
Hello. Nade, what's going on, dude?
I'm doing well. How's the markets doing?
Well, it really kind of slowed down. We did have a couple of things that looked like we were going to get, and then we had a massive fake out on a terrible stock on ONCO, and it's really just kind of, we've been talking about cars and all type sports and just random stuff. I got my cat, threw him up on my shoulder for a sec. I mean, we filled the time.
Friday shenanigans. Who doesn't?
Friday shenanigans, baby.
All right. Well, we've got Sandra coming up here. Any final thoughts from you, 13, before you go?
Folks, it's been one fun week. I'll have another fun week with you next week. But until then, you have a great rest of the day. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you then.
All right, 13. Ryan, you good?
Yeah, my final thought here is I'd like for you to answer Smoke Tuna's question. Did you buy an automatic or a manual car? And if you did buy an automatic this time, have you ever driven a manual car?
I purchased an automatic, and I have never driven a manual. I have not. But maybe I should put that on my bucket list of things to do.
It's fun. That's what I'll say. Zunaid, I hope you and Sandra have a great one. Take care. We'll see you next week.
You got it. All right, Sandra, give me a thumbs up whenever you're ready to go. How are you doing on this lovely Friday?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thankfully, the hurricane didn't take us out, so that's always good.
Good.
It was the storm by the time it got to us, so I can't really complain much. But you're out in the West Coast, I believe, so you're nice and sunny outside.
Yeah, it's beautiful out there. It's going to be like 90 today.
All right. Well, tell us a couple of tickers that we're going to go over here.
I'm going to go over some unusual whale activity in BABA, JD, and Tesla.
All right, here you go. This is Options Trading Made Simple with Sandy.
Welcome back, traders. This is Sandra with Trading Made Simple. I'm here to show you short-term proven strategies. People think trading is a one-size-fit-all market. It's not. We live trade and train daily. Let's talk trading.
Hello, Benzinga. How are you doing today? Oh gosh, hope you're having a great Friday. So, today has been interesting. We had a kind of a little bit of a divergence with the VIX and SPX. They were actually both going up at the same time. The one thing about divergences that I really don't like is that you really don't know when it's going to work itself out. But it seems like the last couple days has been really good for premium selling. And the reason I bring that up because I want to go back to our day chart of SPX. We do a lot of premium selling in our community. And I think one of the best things about premium selling is that it's great for sideways action. So when you're sitting and looking at the chart and the chart's absolutely doing nothing, you can think about a directional credit spread for, if it's bullish or bearish. And you can also do maybe an iron condor if it's just going sideways and not really moving at all. And so this allows us to collect an income while time is passing. And the time burning is actually what's giving you the capital in your account. So what I find interesting is that, let's see, last Friday. So let's go over to last Friday. On the day chart, last Friday, we were bullish. We were above the 5. We were above the 20. And we were talking about back testing and how we actually have a team of back testers that back test all our premium generating strategies like iron flies, iron condors, credit spreads, and such. And they came up with some information that they provided our community that was, if we're above the 20 on a Friday, there's a high probability of success that on Monday, we actually open up bullish. So what we did on Benzinga on Friday is we actually opened up a 5 wide put credit spread. And with the whole point of that credit spread on Monday expiring worthless, we got about a 1-to-1. So it was about $250 a risk to make $250 over the weekend for the reward. And we actually closed worthless on Monday for $250. So did anybody end up taking that trade? I'm just curious. Sure, I'm happy to give you, I'll check out a TMDX. So nobody took that credit spread. So I was actually thinking about doing that today so we can go ahead and take a look at that. But let's take a look at TMDX. Never heard of it. Automation. Gotta love the automation orders here. TMDX. All right. So TMDX, Transmedics Group. Never heard of it. Really, actually, looking like I believe this is a Heikin-Ashi chart right here that I have on my charting. And it's looking like today is actually the first turnaround day that we've had for the last 4 days. It looks like next week looked like it went and hit its weekly expected low and went down further. Its momentum has corrected quite nicely today. $14 up today, so really looking good. I would definitely look at this on a 1 hour. Let's see. It's made a correction on the 1 hour. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. 15-minute looks good. Really a big pump today. It looks like you got some resistance at 163. And our weekly for this week is at 168. I don't think that's going to happen. But as I look at next week, that's what I was taking a look at. Next week, it appears that if we open up on Monday higher than today's close, then we're looking at a possibility of getting to 167 by next week. And by today's movement, let me just take a look at the trade tab really quick here. Oh, okay. So there are no weeklies. So this is a monthly. So you have a $17 expected move in the next 21 days. So I could see that happening with what's going on with it right now. And your point of control for next week, if you want to jot this down, is a 158.23. So after today's close, take a look at around the 160 level. And if we open up or get past 160 starting on Monday, this thing could get to 167 pretty easily. All right. So that's actually looking pretty good. Now, as far as where are we going to go today? So I would look at a 5-minute chart if you're doing intraday trading, and I would look at that 20 EMA. And just remember, everything above that 20 EMA, a simple way to look at this is that it's bullish above the 20 EMA. The 20 I really like because it offers like a lot of confluence with other indicators that I really like. And if we break below the 20 on a 5-minute chart, then we're basically trending bearish. I also like to look at a momentum indicator because momentum drives price. So if momentum drives price, then it's nice to see like, well, are we just kind of chopping around on momentum? Or are we breaking through the 100 level, either the negative 100 or the positive 100? To show some strength in that momentum. So as of right now, we just broke through on a 5-minute. This could be heading lower, but as you can see, it's really shallow right here on a 5-minute. And so I would just look at that 20, and if you're already have some profits here and you're looking to take some profits, if it breaks that 20, which is right now located at 157.26, so you got about 90 cents there or 80 cents. If it breaks below it, I'd be taking some profits. IVR on this, volatility is kind of rising on this, which means that as volatility rises in this stock, it's either going to boost premium when you're in profit, or it's going to boost your losses when you're at a loss. So this is why it's really important to kind of keep track of your IVR, just so that you can, identify, is this an easy stock that I can get out of? Or if it starts moving, all the profits that I received today could really start deteriorating fast. But if it turns around and bounces off that 20 and continues to go higher, then my premiums are going to be inflated. So just think about that as you are looking at this stock to either buy or sell. It actually looks like there's a nice little, we have a little bit of room here. And you could see that we were in consolidation on the Darvis bands, but it's actually breaking through the Darvis bands. The other support level is that 20. If it breaks through, and you have momentum on the downside, you could see this move down. Now, what do we have here? I mean, we have a lot of profit targets that we hit today because it was such a pump. But if you see that shaded area, that's the gap from today's open, yesterday's close and today's open. And oftentimes we fill that gap, not necessarily when we have a big gamma squeeze like we do here. I mean, I don't know if it's a gamma squeeze or a news event, but we certainly have a huge gap up for $13 on this stock. But I would be worried if we break the 20, momentum is still below zero, and we come down and we actually hit this level right here, which is 152. That's the start of the gap fill. And so if you like playing gaps, then people are eyeing this stock for a possible gap fill. Doesn't have to fill all the way, could be like 50%. No guarantee that it'll fill today, but something to keep in mind, especially if you have profits on the table right now. So that was an interesting stock to take a look at. Let's see here. So what's SPX doing? Well, I think 5750 is like the level to really hold today. You could see that we have a small little gap below it. If it breaks, you could see that we've already broken through the 20. Momentum has declined. We're underneath the zero line, but looks like we're stabilizing, right? It's kind of reaching that 100 level. We could go sideways here for a period of time, but it actually, to me, looks like we possibly are going to do a gap fill, but it's going to be like in slow motion, right? Just, maybe take its own sweet time. Not a lot of volume in the market today. So when I take a look at that, and the 15 minutes still looks good, and we're still above, and it looks like interesting. The 20 right here on the SPX is at 57.49, which is close to that 57.50 level. So I would be paying attention to that on SPX. Let's take a look at the QQQs. We look at SPX a lot because we do a lot of SPX 0 GTE trades. And so because of that, we kind of keep our eye on it. Now on QQQs, QQQs looking a lot weaker, right, than SPX. Yeah, looking a lot weaker than, let's take a look at SPY. I like to compare SPY and the QQQs together. And you can see that SPY is still positive about 79 cents. And the Qs right now are negative and has had more negative momentum as well today. So on a smaller level, we're, pumping up a little bit, but on a daily, everything is really extended, right? We actually, we touched our expected move for QQQ yesterday. In fact, our high yesterday was 493.70. So right now, it's an inside day, meaning that we're trading inside of yesterday's range. So it could just be exhausted right now. You could see momentum is high, but it's actually moving into the kind of the chop zone here. So we could go sideways for a little bit. Typically after, these big moves, and look at how long, QQQs have been just running, including SPY, by the way. SPY's just been running, but definitely a little bit stronger than the Qs. Let's take a look at DIA just to get a sampling of all of the indices. You can see DIA is actually outperforming SPY and the Qs, up $4.23 today. You could see the momentum pointing up on a day chart. This really looks good. And look at the momentum from the beginning of the day all the way till now, still above that zero. Right now, it could just be doing a pullback, kind of the ebbs and flows. And then maybe, when you see this type of action where momentum like dives close, I love it when it dives close to the zero line. Typically means you're going to get a nice big push higher, right? So, already we had trending higher once, twice. We could see this just kind of stabilize and go sideways for a little bit. Oftentimes that's what happens during the daytime, especially at this time of day, right? So what are the important times of the day that you should pay attention to? Typically around 10:15 is the mid-morning reversal, and that typically runs from 10:15 to 10:30. So that's something to keep in mind. In fact, if we, let's see if I can hide this. Right here, let's see. So if we look at 10:15, you can tell that on IWM never had a pullback whatsoever from 10:15 to 10:30. I'm Pacific Standard Time, that's why it says 7, but never had a pullback. Also, never really. Well, we did a little bit of a gap fill, but didn't fill the whole gap, and then we just kept running. It really looks nice for IWM. Actually looks really good. IWM and DIA, right? So these are the stocks that are basically everything in our economy. So this is pumping really strong while SPY and QQQs taking a little break here, right? Could be sector rotation. Oftentimes there may be a lot of volatility on election years. So from October to the election could be very interesting with a lot of volatility. So let's see here. Let's take a look. I was looking at, we have a lot of tools in our community like option flow and gamma injects. If you don't know what gamma injects is, I know that gamma often refers to the Greeks, but this is a little different. This is about market makers hedging their position as they're taking in all institutional money. So as we think about that, it's almost like you get to see basically the bookie taking in all of, the trades, positive and negative. And then what they end up doing is they have to stay delta neutral because they're making the money off the bid and ask as they're either buying or selling those options and assisting in the market makers, job or, responsibilities, I guess, in the marketplace. And so as they do this, they end up creating support and resistance by hedging their positions. And so you can actually see that. So this is a great tool for SPX traders because it's dynamic. You can actually see it in action. There's also other tools, by the way, that allow you to see all the other tickers, support and resistance. So oftentimes, we're waiting for price to kind of show its hand. Oftentimes you can just plug in the ticker that you want to take a look at, and you can actually see the market makers changing their positions as they're taking in money for that position. So on Fridays, as an example, you can see what the market makers are doing for maybe next week's expiration on Tesla or some of these other stocks. So it cannot, it's a really, if you haven't learned about it, you can chat GPT it or Google it. I think you'll find it fascinating. This is a great tool to have as a trader to identify what the market is doing if you don't feel like you have your finger on the pulse just with price action. The next thing is like unusual whale activity. I love it, unusual whale activity, just because you can really see like where big sums of money are going into. And today there were 3 tickers. There was Tesla, BABA, and JD. So I don't know if you heard, but for BABA and JD being some China stocks, right? We had some news a couple days ago, with the U.S. and they ended up, helping their economy out by lowering interest rates. But they also made an agreement with the U.S. and this kind of, boosted the China stocks. Now the China stocks have been terrible all year. So let's take a look at this. Look at the China stocks. I mean, forever. China stocks have really been on a downturn, but they've been consolidating. And you can see on a day chart all the way back to, I mean, geez, I could just keep going back here, but all the way back to about here from June, we've just been going sideways and really doing nothing for the China stocks. Now, all of a sudden, we broke through our previous pivot high, which was 90.54. And look where we're at right now. We're at 107. And I mean, that's within the last couple days. And you could see actually the option flow going into BABA since Monday. So some of those items can give you kind of, not a trade recommendation, but kind of a trade idea. You could take a look at the charts and make your own assessments. And you can see that for next week, look at this week's expected move for BABA. This is unbelievable. And usually 68% of the time, we actually close within the expected move. And when we don't, it's bullish for the following week for that stock. So that's typically, the odds increase, right? Everything is about statistics and odds in trading. So typically speaking, if we break out or break down from the weekly expected move, that typically means that you're going to be bullish for the next following week. Look where the expected move is for next week for BABA. So you either have 112.69 and on the lower end is 103. So this is, you got momentum that's super strong. And you could see this daily pivot located at 107.70. So as of today, it just broke out of this area. And if we go to a 15-minute chart just to see if it retested it today. So it looks like it's right there right now. So really looking for BABA to kind of hold its profits here. And if it doesn't, I would say easily, if it doesn't break through the 20, we could actually see us, and this is that move for momentum that I just love, by the way. So if we get to a support level, and this is a 15-minute chart, which is nice for a short swing, as well as an hourly chart. So I like to take a look at the momentum. And if this ends up curling up like that, it's a great indication of an entry for the next pump higher. And so if I look at this on a hourly, you can see that right now it's, just going sideways because we're at the 11 o'clock hour but we're staying above that 5. So I'd like to stay above that 107.02 area. And if we do, and we get a little pump this afternoon and we don't fill that gap, I can easily see us moving towards higher prices come next week and possibly end up getting to the 112 level. Huge upside to this. Now, you can tell that because we've passed this area right here, this little, I would say that it's around 106.11, 107. I would try to stay above the 107 area. If we break back below this pivot on a daily, I could see us going back down, and you can see that momentum is kind of waning right here. So we've had a nice run. This could be a time for a little bit of ebb and flow, but gosh, look at the engulfing candles on this. This is, institutional money going into this stock, huge money going into this stock. So keep an eye on BABA, because repeated orders over and over and over. And then let's take a look at Tesla. So Tesla getting a nice little pump today. Let's take a look at it on a daily. Oh, nice. So on a daily, it actually broke above its expected move today, which was 252 thereabouts, 59. If it closes above that level, we could easily see us get back up to the last pivot high, which is 271, and then 275. And you can see that, we've been kind of in this range. The last time we tried to challenge that high there, that was July 11th. So we've kind of been in this, you can see it just keep rising and rising. I want to see. So the week before last, it broke above the weekly expected move and closed. And then the following week ended up just touching it. Its expected weekly high, excuse me. And then you can see this week, not only did we touch it, but we also broke out of it. So looking for this to stay above this weekly expected move, which is at the 258 level. If it does, and it opens up on Monday above that 258 level, you can see us going much higher to challenge July 11th's pivot high on a daily, which is 271, and then also possibly break to 275. So a lot of flow going into Tesla, and you can see why. Let's take a look at it hourly really quick. Ooh, hourly, nice little pump on momentum on an hourly, and on a 15, same. Looks like we might come and revisit today's high. Now, if we do, today's high was 259.50. If we bypass, if we break above 259.50, it's going higher, right? That's a trading strategy. If you break above today's high, regardless of where that today's high is, that is a trading strategy to go long. And if you break below today's low, which is right over here, 253, if we break below it, then that's a trading strategy to go lower. And then what was the other one? JD. Let's take a look at JD. JD mellowing out, had a nice high here, but just going sideways right now, which is typical for this time of day, by the way. This is great for premium sellers if you know the times of the day when we just kind of go sideways. So here you have the high here of about 39.91. So if we break today's high, 39.91, we can go higher. And I can see that possibly happening today once everyone's back from lunch. I love the setup. If we stay above the 20, or excuse me, above the zero line here on momentum, and we have some support, we can continue to go higher and make another push. So oftentimes that EMA, we have to visit it. You can see how far away we are on it on a 15-minute chart. Oftentimes what we'll do is we'll come and revisit either by price, which means price will just move down fast, not fast, but just move down within the day to meet it, or time. And what ends up happening with the time is that we'll just go sideways as the EMA rises to meet it. And in this way, it gets closer to make another pump to go higher. So if you can identify the ebbs and the flows of how trends actually work, and it works on all time frames, by the way. So the way that I look at a 5-minute chart is the same way that I look at a 15, a day, a weekly, a monthly. So I hope that helps you. I think what we'll do for today, if you guys want to follow along on some premium selling, looks like we're ready to fill the gap here. This trade is actually better put on when we're at the end of the day. Now, that it didn't harm us, last Friday when we put this on, because we were so much higher than the 20. I did not fear that we were going to break below the 20 on last Friday's trade. And so when we look at today's trade, I don't think that we're going to break below 56.45 on SPX. So if you like this type of trade, you can do this on XSP, which is also another type of indice that follows SPX. It's priced like SPY. So depending on, your risk tolerance, you could end up doing this for that as well. You can also do this for SPY or, any of the other indices that you like. But we specifically backtest SPX because all of our premium generating strategies, whether it be a 1-day DTE, a 3-day DTE, and then, of course, we love just the 0 DTEs on SPX. We actually use this ticker specifically. So I feel more comfortable actually using this ticker for this trade. And so what we want to do is we want to go to our trade tab and we want to look at Mondays, which is September 30. And then we're going to go at the money, which is typically on the put side around the 48 delta. Let me get over there. There we go. So, and you can see it's the 45 delta for the 57.45. So when I look at 57.45, what I want to do is come down here, do a vertical, and I want to sell a 5 wide credit spread. So this will be the 57.45, 57.40. So when you do your credit spreads for this, you want to go away from price. So you can see that there's a 57.45, 57.50, but that's going towards price. So I want to go away from price at 57.45, 57.40. I want to sell it. It's actually at 190. We really like to get $2 out of this. Let me see what the risk versus reward is. You can see right here if, let me share this screen with you because I know that you probably cannot see that. Hold on for just a second. Can I present that screen? There we go. So when I present this screen and I'm showing you the max profit is 195, but the max loss is 305. So right now is not a good time to place this trade. We're really, because of the back testing, we're really looking for either a 1-to-1 or better. So if, as an example, this said, hey, look, your max profit is 195 and your max loss is 195 or higher, or excuse me, or lower, then that would be the type of trade we would want to take. But because this is not equal and it's the risk is much higher than the reward, we do not want to take this trade right now. So I want you to look back, because I'm not going to take this trade knowing what I know on the back testing. I want you to look back at this trade come today at 345. And if you see the risk versus reward is similar, then I would definitely look to take it. Let me get my
I'll come help
chart.
you out. No worries.
So I'm like, I want to drink something.
You're totally
not refreshing.
No, you're totally fine. And I think you were about to share something. So you're more than welcome to, finish your thoughts, your trade ideas, whatever if you wanted to.
No, so I just wanted to make sure that people recognize that a lot of these premium generating strategies are done on backtesting with certain variables. Yeah. And so because of that, it's important to kind of stick with that framework. So I really wanted to kind of do something with SPX. If you want me to, I can do something with Tesla. But if we don't take a trade today, hey, that's okay. You don't have to trade every single day. Yeah. You got to make sure that, you're looking for the right setups.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that's the best part. Like whenever we do these shows, one thing I always say is, look, just because we're on air and we're showing you the charts doesn't necessarily mean that we are going to take a trade just so for the sake of taking a trade, because we put our hard-earned money at risk here as well. So we want to make sure it's the best setups as well. Tell the folks where they can find you for any additional content they want.
Yeah, so I got a YouTube channel, Trading Made Simple with Sandra. 500 videos there you could take a look at everything about trading, and I do make it simple. The next is Twitter. options _ Sandy. And then also our website, tradingmadesimple.org. So I hope to see you there, or one of those.
Awesome. You got it. We want to put that in the chat as well. Sandra, thank you so much. We'll see you next Friday.
All right. See you then. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.